All right. Alrighty, dighty. Well, welcome to session 4, my friends, of our new campaign, Ravenloft, Vanity's Bloodsong. Ravenloft is the D&D classic horror setting, and as such, this campaign will include themes of horror. You have been warned. That said, we do like to keep things PG-13 around here. It's who we are. And now we'll do a little introduction. We will do introductions, and we will begin tonight with John.
Hello. I'm in a different space. My name is John. I play Thora Mikitas. He is a druid of Finhafara. And for the backstory fact, I need to go to my notes because I wrote it down because otherwise I was going to forget. Before his stint outside of Horta as a teacher of young initiates, Thora was a member of the autumnal clergy, druids devoted to bringing death to the undead and stealers of life.
Whoa.
Very nice.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no one did.
We know that now, and I will be using that later. Go, please. Go ahead.
All right, are you done?
Yep.
Okay, I am Tommy, and I play Odelia, who is a cleric of the water goddess Moiris. And a backstory fact about Odelia is that she was married.
Oh.
To her work?
Go on.
Mike drop.
Nope, that's all you get.
That's
all
all.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. My head's a buzzing, but that's okay. We'll just continue introductions. That's fine.
Mike drop.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose it's me. My name's JT. I play Anduriel. He is a vampire cleric. And a little, I was going to say fun fact, but it's not really that fun. He is a vampire after all. His first feeding after he was turned was the one and only fatal feeding he's ever been a part of.
Interesting.
That sounds traumatic.
For who?
It was.
I mean, more for the person who died than you, but
it changed. Anyways, yes, it changed a lot of things. Changed Anduriel. It changed everything.
Exuberant in your feeding.
So deep. Okay,
Is that all?
that's it.
Okay.
That's all you get.
That's not all, Ben. That's all you get.
Well, hi guys. I'm Ben. I play Morokhan. He is the monk of Hamina, the goddess of the sun. And a little tidbit in my backstory is, back when I was at the Citadel, when I was just a young little dragon, I was, during my training, my instructors had me go out and teach the newcomers to the Citadel, all the kids and the younger ones, and it was basically imagine like a Padawan going and supposed to go instruct the younglings. That was kind of the situation that I was put into, not because I was any good, but because my instructors thought that it would be best for me to learn how to better learn my deals when I'm teaching it. So consequently, he gained an appreciation for children and picked up probably some bad parenting habits from being that instructor. But
Sensei Morokhan.
I thought you were gonna say this was a good direction. I thought you were gonna say you killed younglings.
That's what I was waiting for.
Gotta be out of the group. Sorry,
I was
Morokhan.
worried.
Yeah.
I came to saying that, and then I ignited my lightsaber.
Yeah, I was reasonably sure that one of those kids was getting lightsabered before your story was done, but that's fine. That's why he's so good with Sabella, because he's taught
That's right.
children before. I like that.
That
Well,
makes
that
sense.
is much better. Okay. Well, that's everybody, and I am Sage of Sorcery, your humble dungeon master, and I also go by Matt, and very excited to be here with all y'all this evening. So let's go on with the show. Let's do a little bit of a recap, but a recap with creepy sounds. So
Can I get a recap?
during our last
James.
session, the party entered the docks of an unknown town named Port Rivalria. After a short conversation with the harbor master, the entire population poured out into the streets and began to dance and sing. The party was caught up in the celebration, except Anduriel, and proved their ability to celebrate with some sweet dance moves. This resulted in invitations to 3 evening parties. So, deciding on the Divine Dragon Tavern, the party enjoyed a nice long rest in their rooms and came downstairs for the evening festivities. Everything was fine until the stroke of midnight, when, with the ringing of the bells, everyone in the tavern who was a member of the town turned into vampires. And that is more or less where we begin from here. So we are in the middle of combat, my friends. And so...
but let it be noted real quick, sorry. These vampires are gross, not like Anduriel, who is awesome. So
That's true.
They are a little filthy. They are a little disgusting. It is true.
Gross.
And now back to a vampire infested inn and our battle against them.
Nice timing with that music, by the way.
That was great.
Yeah, bravo. Good job.
What can I say? Skill sets. Alrighty.
Production value on these shows now.
Alrighty, and we are gonna go ahead and move and put that over yonder.
Yes. So what you guys don't see is there's a whole production team. We each have scripts, by the way.
Unfortunately, mine was written by my 8-year-old son.
Oh, that would be so cute.
Dad,
And
just say mean things
ridiculous.
to everybody. Dad, just say mean things to everybody.
Just say
Okay,
mean
son.
things, Dad.
Right. And now I will be sharing the screen. Basic. And we're going to go to here. And let us share sound, screen 2. And that is a go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now screen sharing. Can you see the battle map?
I can indeed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Huzzah.
Well, we are back up to the top of initiative, just to give everybody a little bit of information about where we are. Lombardo is crouched behind the bar, crouched down pretty far. And then we have over by Odelia on the bottom, number 5, that is Lombardo's wife, that vampire who is attacking next to Odelia and does not look like the sweet, well, I don't know that she was sweet. You only ever heard her scream from behind the kitchen, but she is right next to Odelia. Next to Anduriel, we have a man who's got ink on his fingers, who's a vampire and looks like he might be some kind of a scribe of some kind based on his clothing. And then vampires 2 and 4 are a fisherman and a farmer. And they are currently in Thora's green wall of thorns that everybody can look at. Those
Nice
number 2 and number 3, the fisher and the farmer have been hurt pretty badly. The scribe has also been hurt. Yeah, that's the scribe, the fisherman, and the farmer. So 2, 3, and 4 all look pretty injured. Lombardo, number 1, not that hurt, and his wife also not hurt. So maybe they know the terrain a little bit better in their subconscious vampire minds. Anduriel, I have that you've used Juggernaut, so you've got some kind of effect. Moralcon, have you used any kind of a stance? Did you use a stance yet? Do you have your stone or anything marked off?
Yeah, my stone Juggernaut is what I have used.
All right, so don't forget, you have to sustain that with a minor action, right?
It was a minor action to
use
go
it?
Into it.
All right,
Yeah,
does it sustain?
It lasts
sustain
for
minor?
the encounter.
Okay.
No,
all right.
only my channel divinity I need to use to sustain.
Which you have not used yet, in any
Correct.
case. Alrighty. So we are back up to the top. Anduriel, my friend, it is your turn.
Anduriel's hackles are sufficiently raised. These amateurs are annoying. So I'm going to use Swarm of Shadows on homeboy in front of me, number 3.
Oh, okay then. We're just gonna go big or go home, huh?
It's time. It's time. it's time to show them how vampires really do the things. So this
Okay.
is versus
They're
fortitude.
not affiliated with me.
These guys are gross.
Do and Doril.
That is 27.
Okay, that is a hit, my friend.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
That sounds like an ouchie right there.
It's been to be. Let's see. 6. 20 points of damage.
Ooh, all right. Describe that. What does it look like when you
Okay.
use Swarm of Shadows?
So he's right next to him. And Duriel, so it says Swarm of Shadows, but it is a vampire attack. And so shadows kind of come up like a reverse cloak. Rather than coming from his shoulders, it comes from the ground, envelops him, and it just swoops right over into number 3. And all you see then is this swarm, or you see this shadow, really dark shadow surrounding number 3, and you hear him screaming from inside it as you see bits and pieces of skin and blood and hair and just stuff flying out of the shadow as Anduriel does his work.
Okay. All right. Andrea, you also teleport, don't you?
Yes, I teleport into the blast zone, which is a blast 3. So I'm going to put myself
So anywhere over here, pretty much.
right behind right behind not Odelia, but right next to number 5.
Right here?
No, it's a blast. I'm sorry. It's a blast. I can't go backwards. Huh? Yeah, right there's good.
Okay. All right. So you are invisible, Anduriel, and you are right there. So
Sorry, DM. I'm gonna take a space away from him. Let's go onto the chair area.
oh dear, I've made you fat or thin. Okay.
Sorry, 23.
All right. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
So Anduriel, you teleport on top of the bar chair, and you are invisible. Now, please remember,
So,
over here, there, right next to Odelia, there is a swarm of bats, and you don't want to be in that swarm of bats, because if you
Negative.
get caught up in that swarm of bats, you are going to find yourself struggling with saves and defenses, which is an ugly place to be.
so the way I see that, and I position myself, he does the swarm, and you hear the yelling and screaming, and then Anduriel just sort of goes invisible, sits on the chair, crosses his legs, says, "Amateur,
Okay.
just amateur."
And they
Yeah.
are amateurs. Like, this vampire just is all instinct and thirst. And it's just shrieking, and it was coming at you. You easily and deftly avoid its blows and then just tear into him. And it just shrieks with, with pain and anger, this scribe who's been vampired. And he's in a bad way. Odelia, it is your turn unless Anduriel is using his minor. Okay.
All right. Odelia is going to use Granite Shield against the vampire right next to her.
Okay. That would be Lombardo's wife.
Yeah. And she is just going. It's an attack against Fortitude.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 32.
That's a hit.
All right.
That's what that is.
Who are you, and what have you done with Tommy?
That's all that I just gathered up all my rolls for the whole night. It'll be ones the rest of the night.
It's epic.
Okay.
Here's your action point. Go, go, go.
No.
Oh my
knock-
gosh, I even rolled-
knock
I
on all the
rolled
wood,
high on
knock
the
on-
damage, guys. That is 16 damage.
Ooh. All right.
And I'm gonna and it pushes her back 3 squares.
Okay. If you push her back 3 squares, that is going to knock her into the chair, and I'm going to rule that she is going to fall over prone.
Perfect. And then also, Anduriel and I will both have a resist 5 to all damage until the end of my next turn.
Fantastic. All right. So, what does it look like when
Guys,
Odelia
it
does
worked.
this?
Something I did worked.
Oh, it worked a lot.
So good too. It's worked a lot.
So, describe, what does that look like when she hits with that?
So it just is this is one of the cleric powers, and so if you've ever seen like on a movie like what a depth charge looks like underwater, like with a boom, it just looks like that in the air, and she just flies backwards and flies into that chair and just goes sprawling on the ground.
All right. Absolutely fantastic. It's fantastic.
Did that happen to Bloody, that individual?
It did not. The Lombardo's wife, whose name we don't know yet, that was the first time she was injured. So there's boom, and you knock her back, and she goes toppling over the chair. And for a minute, as she goes toppling over the chair, her apron flies up in the air and catches on the chair. And you look at that, and you remember all of a sudden that not 10 minutes ago she was a cook and a simple innkeeper's wife and a fellow halfling, and now she is a hissing, snarling, bloodthirsty beast. And she looks up over that chair, and her red eyes blaze at you in rage and hunger as she considers coming back at you. And that is what she is going to do. So,
well, can I just, as like a minor action, kind of just yell, do you think there's anything we can do to like not kill them? I don't think they're in the right minds. And then
okay,
that's all.
All right, so Odelia shouts that out. If you want to respond to her on your turn, you definitely can. Unfortunately, it is now the vampire's turn. And so, Odelia, she is going to get up.
Don't forget, everybody, you have +2 to your defenses because of my action point.
Was that used last?
Does that
round?
last for the encounter?
It doesn't last for the whole encounter.
He did use that, but I thought it
it
just
says
lasted
till
for
end.
his turn.
That's till the end of your next turn, so I think that's over, unfortunately. Remember, till end on your character sheet is my code for till the end of your next turn. That's Matt speak. Sorry for the confusion.
No, you're fine.
She is going to get up, Odelia, and she is going to charge attack you because that's all she can do with her, because you knocked her over. So she's going to get up and charge attack you. And she only got a 22. Does that hit your AC?
That does hit my AC. That is exactly my AC.
But what about your Earth Shield? Are you going to resist some of this?
Well, yes. So I resist 5.
All right. Well, she did 6 plus 5. So she did 6 points of damage to you. And she is going to slide you, Odelia, 1. Whoopsie. Whoops, wrong guy. There we go. She is going to slide you 1, 2, 3 into the wall, Odelia. So she slams you into the bats and the wall. And all of a sudden, Odelia, they're all over you. You're batting you. They're biting at you and flying around you in this swarm. And you are also dazed because she slammed you into the wall until the end of your next turn. And so, unfortunately, that means you take another 5 points of damage because of striking the wall. So first, she comes up and just smacks you with such strength, and then you hit the wall and your head cracks on the wall as well. And she hisses at you and looks like she wants more. And because Anduriel is gone, Odelia, number 3 is going to go after you as well. Number 3 is the scribe. He is going to go after you. And Anduriel, he doesn't know you're there, so he runs right into you.
He takes ongoing 5 as well.
Okay. First things first. He takes ongoing 5 points of damage. Anduriel, he runs right into you and provokes an attack of opportunity from you.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
Please kill him before he can hurt me. Please.
I do enjoy a gift.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, that may have been a 20, Of the natural type.
Of the
Woo!
au natural.
Oh, natural. I'm saying it.
Okay.
And that was a 19. Okay.
Remember,
Let's get-
PG-13.
Nice.
Yeah. Can y'all see?
Okay.
No. But I
This is-
believe you.
This is the 1d6 here. Ah, it's a 2.
But you still get max damage.
All right.
That's beefy right there.
That was beefy. So it's just a melee basic, right?
Yep. But it's max damage. You don't have to roll.
And if it's it says 1d4 plus 5. I don't add any bonus other than that, right?
Yep, that would be it, unless
Okay.
it says something next to the Leviathan's
So that's-
tooth, like crit damage.
Nope.
Okay.
So that's 9 points of damage.
All right, you dropped the scribe, Anduriel.
Oh, yay.
So he goes
Thanks.
running at Odelia, and he's like, and reaches for her. And what do?
So he's going to run over me. And Duriel he is so unimpressed by this guy. He's sitting down, he just sticks his foot out and trips him and catches him on his blade as he's falling down.
Smooth.
Very nice. It's very Vampire Bond. So you sheathe your blade on him. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's just so cut up and bashed and beat up. And Anduriel, he just slumps to the ground in front of you, making that square difficult terrain. And that would be him, and that would be them. Okay, Morokhan and Thora, I need for both of you, if you would please, to make, give me one moment. I need you guys, if you would please, to make insight checks.
Oh, you know I'm good at that.
That one of your skill?
Oh yeah. I rolled a natural 4 for a 21.
You know I'm not good at that.
For a 21, he says.
A natural 4 equals a 21 in insight.
Okay, Morokhan.
Oh, insight. Okay.
He just has all these little bugs that tell him things all the time. It's
So-
like,
It's
hey,
true. Little birdie
It's a
told me.
15.
Okay, so Morokhan, you just came over and sucker punched Thora because Lombardo used their Whispers of Bloodlust attack on you. And
Right.
you came up and socked him, so you didn't notice because you were kind of, you got the whammy put on you. But Thora, you noticed something kind of significant. When Lombardo appeared out of the shadows to attack Morokhan, you saw him looking up with kind of a panicked look at the mirror behind him that's up on the wall. Can you see it in the map?
Yeah.
He looked like he was afraid to look at the mirror, like he was like ducking under it, like the way one would avoid a fire that was lit nearby. So just keep that in the back of your mind, if you would, please. Or in the front of your mind, depending on how you choose to use that information. In any case, number 2 and number 4, that would be the Fisher and the Farmer. So I have here, they're going to take ongoing 5 damage because they're in your Wall of Thorns, correct?
Yes, and at the start of their turn, they take that damage again.
Oh no, that's a bummer.
So 1d10 plus 4. So
Ooh.
that is 10 damage, and the ongoing 5 resets. Their movement is reduced by 3 squares as well.
All right,
Ooh.
so that's a total of 15 points of damage, which is really kind of not fun for him. The Fisherman, number 2, looks as though he has been torn to shreds by your enchanted vines. So your thorns and vines came up, and he's just trying to pull himself out, but he's shredding his body in the process, and there's blood all over the floor. And number 4 is going to take that damage as well, which is kind of a great big bummer for him. That would be the Farmer.
Aura is brutal.
The Farmer is looking a little bit more hale. Looking a little bit more hale, but nevertheless is in that. So they're gonna both move to attack you, Thora.
That's fine.
because
Is that a bunch of
we need
bats that they're in as well?
yes,
Yeah.
they're
Or
the
is that
bats.
just darkness?
Oh no,
Okay.
that's bats. All right, so this one is just gonna go 1, 2, 3 to get out because it costs him 3 squares of movement, and
Mhm.
4, 5, which is more than enough. The other one is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they both kind of back you up against the wall, Thora, unfortunately.
That's okay.
And one of them is going to, well, they're both going to try to hit you with their slam attack.
That's fine.
So the first one is a 25. Does that hit you?
That hits my AC, yeah.
And the other one is a 30 something. So I think we know that that is going to hit your AC.
No, I have a weird AC. It like at 30, it starts blocking again.
It starts not working to hit you. Okay.
Mhm, it's true. It's a weird
Alright.
feat. Not many
Nine.
people know about it.
10. So
I have
you
an
take
AC window.
15.
It's in between these two numbers.
Exactly.
So Thora, you take 29 points of damage to start,
All right.
and then you get
Ow.
slammed into the wall for another 10. So you take a total of 39 points of damage, my friend, and you get slammed into that back wall. So you are dazed, which means, like Odelia, you will only have one action on your turn.
That's okay.
That's badness.
I have a plan.
Lombardo is going to go after you, I think.
Well, I don't appreciate that, man.
So he is going to move, and he is going to charge you as well, Morocon. Oh, and he rolls an 18 total. Does that hit your AC?
18 total?
An 18. I rolled a
No,
2
it
on the
doesn't.
die. Okay. I missed somebody,
Oh.
guys. I missed.
Yay!
It finally happened.
Really?
Okay. It was bound to happen eventually. All right. So that would be the end of the vampire's turn. Thora is dazed, slammed into the wall. Odelia is dazed, slammed into the wall. 1 vampire down, 4 vampires to go. And now it would be Mr. Thora Mikitas's turn. You have 1 action, my
Wonderful.
friend. But
Yep.
you're bugalicious.
I'm definitely looking through some stuff. Yeah, we're gonna keep giving advantage, boys. All right. So
I'll take it.
yeah. Matt,
Yes, that's me.
a close blast 3, would I be able to hit 1, 2, and 4, or Lombardo 2 and 4 without hitting Morocon?
Yes. You can hit 1, 2, and 3 with a close blast 3. You just have to angle it. A blast, remember, is just a V, and you can move that V in any direction you want. So turn the hose on him.
Beautiful.
Turn the hose on him, John. Turn the hose on.
I'm doing it.
There.
I mean, which one do I want to do though? Let's do something tasty. Let's do something I haven't done in a while.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to use Swarm of Scarabs, and he's just going to like open his arms, and scarabs appear and fly out like horrible monster boys.
Okay.
And this targets reflex, and it is a close blast 5.
All right. Get him.
The first attack is a 26.
Hit. That would be a Lombardo. We'll go down number 2.
The second one is a 21.
That would be a miss unless you got something in your pocket.
Nope. And the final one, that is another 14 on die, so another 26.
All right. So you hit number 1 and number 4.
All right.
Lombardo and the farmer. The farmer is hurt pretty bad. Lombardo has not been touched. Barely.
Okay, so damage. Oh, those were 2 really bad rolls. 10 damage total.
Okay.
But everyone caught in the blast grants combat advantage, and if they stay there on their turn, they take 4 damage.
All right.
I'm a nasty little boy.
You are not a nice boy.
Yeah, you kind of linger, don't you? You're like, They stick around.
Those bugs, man.
A lot of my abilities have like ongoing and
Yeah, you're kind of mean. Okay, so Thora, you just explode with bugs, and they're in such a feral state that they're just like, like there's bats and bugs, and the bats are eating the bugs behind you. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. It's there's just a whole mess. They're pretty wounded. Number 2 is the fisherman, and his slicker is just in tatters in front of him, and he's just shredded to ribbons. He doesn't look like he can take too much more. And also number 4 is also really badly hurt. They don't look like a couple more hits that looks like it might drop them. Lombardo is up and he is fine, unfortunately. And that would be Thora's turn. Now it is Morokhan's turn.
All right. I would like to shift Slanty just 1 square.
All right.
So that number 2 is betwixt me and Bugman.
yeah.
You want to shift to here?
I would like to shift to there.
Okay, the unfortunate problem is you cannot shift through diagonally because you would literally be shifting through 1 and 2, and you don't have phasing. And also, you're on the other side of the bar. Now,
Well,
what
I
I
have
will
Stone
let you do,
Juggernaut, which ignores difficult terrain.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was hoping the bar.
in
would
that
do
case,
but
we'll go ahead and let you shift there. Morokhan, in his
Okey-dokey.
stone juggernaut self, rolls over backwards, slides through their attacks, and slips in behind him like a
I
slippery
like
little
to imagine
lizard.
Lombardo is short enough that I just like lift my leg up over him and just kind of like step over the bar.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh,
Excuse me.
but you hold him down.
Oh,
It's like
He is
Spaceballs.
quite
You hold him
Hold on,
down.
hold on. hold on.
I mean, he is a wee halfling.
He's a bit wee.
Okay, and now I put my hand on my holy symbol and say, Hamina, set ablaze all those who stand in your path, and I channel divinity.
Now, just a minute, Morokhan. Channeling divinity is a wonderful thing, but remember, as you reach
Good
out
luck.
for Hamina's power to channel divinity, you suddenly feel like she is so far away, and your prayer will have to be especially fervent in order
Ooh.
to reach her. So I'm going to need you to make a knowledge religion check, my friend. And you will have to get a certain number if Hamina is able to hear your prayer through some kind of barrier.
Well, I'm glad I'm trained in religion then.
Yes, you
And
are.
I bought new dice.
Oh, yay.
Woo!
So
Crossing all the
let's-
fingers.
Let's
Sweet.
do this. And my dice are cursed, I think.
No.
Just gotta warm them up. Just warm
Yeah,
them
just
up.
So-
warm 'em up.
So thankfully, I am trained in religion, so that's going to be an 18.
Okay. Morokhan, unfortunately, you go
No.
to channel divinity,
Oh.
and your holy symbol
Oh.
flares with brilliant sunlight. And all 3 of the vampires look at you, and they're all like, they all shrink back from you. And then, like a cheap Walmart lamp, it goes, wee, 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 wee. And then the light from your holy symbol fades away
No.
as you realize that your prayer just could not get through or to Hamina through whatever barrier seems
man.
to stand in your way. But on the plus side,
Oh, geez.
your channel divinity is only a minor action. You still have your standard.
That's true. So my standard action, well, I'm in this position for a reason. Let's go 5 storms. All right. So hopefully that roll was bad. So it's 3 attack rolls, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
don't forget they grant combat advantage.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So it's a +2 to everything, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And
So
he and Thora are flanking this guy. Does that do anything?
That
I actually don't remember.
you can't double up on combat advantage. That was an excellent
Okay.
question.
Just figured I'd check.
Oh no, did Ben freeze? Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. And
Am I back now?
yeah,
Yep.
if you
My
said
internet.
something, we didn't hear it.
Okay. Yeah, my internet died. So for a second there. Okay. So my first roll against Lombardo is a 5 on the die. So I'm guessing that's going to be a miss because it's 17 versus reflex.
That's a swing and a miss.
Okay. Then against the dude between me and Thora,
The
that's
fisherman.
going to be the fisherman. Okay, so the fisherman, that's going to be a 20 against reflex.
That is going to be a miss also, unfortunately.
Oh man. And that's a 15 on the dice. So
That's going to be a hit.
Okay. I got one. Oh, going so well. I'm so glad I bought new dice. They're not cursed at all. All right, so
It's all right, Ben. You'll be blessed for your honesty. You know what Lady Luck does to you when you deny her due.
100%.
right, no
true.
kidding. So it's a 14 damage, but I'm also going to do the stone fist on that guy. So it's a 20 damage against him.
All right, you drop number 4, the farmer.
Woohoo!
So
Nice.
tell you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna change the fill, and we're gonna make them red so that you know that they have been dropped.
You make them red so we know they're dead.
Aha.
I see what you did. I see what you did there, John. I see what you did there. Okay. All righty.
Those improv classes are paying off.
It's true.
Nice.
Coming in. The skill set is showing, John. The skill set is showing. All right. Back to the top, Anduriel. It would be your turn. You got two friends in a bad way. Thora and Odelia are both dazed, and the vampires near them are reaching up to bite.
Well, it's time
Hey.
to shadow dive.
Hey, Matt,
Yes.
No, wait, it's not.
what kind of save is a daze?
Well, if it's a save, it depends. It could be it depends on the power. If it's a will, it's a will, or well, I mean, it's always a 1 die. It's a 10 on the 1 die 20 in 4E.
Okay, just the reason I ask is because I have superior will, which allows me to roll ahead of time if it's a will save.
Yes. So at the beginning of your turn, you'll be able to roll.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to attack number 5 with Weapon of Divine Protection
All right.
with the Leviathan's Tooth.
Okay. You have not used the magic of the Leviathan's Tooth, have you?
Not yet, sir.
Are you going to use it if you hit?
Indeed, sir.
All right. Are you going to move then, Anduriel?
I shall move closer to him around the bloody mess at my feet.
All right.
But not through the bats.
Smart. Nice.
I shall avoid the bats, please. There we go.
All right.
That's such a cliche.
I know.
Bats.
Bats. So
What's
tacky.
next? Counting?
I know.
Yeah,
One.
Making some children's cereal? No.
One.
I won't have it. Here we go. This is versus armor class. That is 28.
28 is going to hit.
Whistle. Okay. Oh, plus 1 die 6. Sorry, let me add that in. Oh, I'm sorry. That was only a 26.
That's still a hit.
Okay. 17 points of damage
Alrighty. To Lombardo's wife.
to Lombardo's wife, and the target is prone and restrained save ends.
Oh.
The area is filled with a burst 3 centered on the victim.
Alrighty. And here's how we shall do that. Oh, booger. Come on now. Let me get a hold. There we go. All right. We're going to copy that. We're going to put that right here. And we're going to change the fill to a little nautical fill right there. Right there. All right.
Nautical.
So, Anduriel, you take the Leviathan's tooth, and there's that that He-Man monster sound like the, and then boom, the chair underneath is just crushed into splinters as the force of a Leviathan stepping on him comes into being. Half the table is crushed in as well, and that vampire, Mrs. Lombardo, is just flattened into the wood of the floor while you stand there unaffected by it. Very nice. Okay. And she looks so dazed that it's interrupting her hunger from the strike. She's like, but she's lolling a little bit under there. And that would be, yes.
Can I use my minor action to make a perception check to see if there's anything I could use to possibly that would be strong enough to restrain her?
In the inn?
Yeah. If there's anything around that I think would be strong enough.
Yes, you may go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can find something.
Oh, fart. That's a 14 on the dice. Oh, wait, I'm trained in it. So that is 26.
All right. So you go looking around, and you don't see anything that could be used to tie her up. Like, this isn't a ship. There's no rope like handy on the wall. But you look over at the barrel, and it occurs to you that it is possible that you might stick them in the barrels.
Okay. All right.
And if you stuck them in the barrels and maybe sat on top of it or put one of the tables on top, you might be able to keep them in there. But having experienced how powerfully strong they are, you're not sure it would hold them for long.
Okay. All right, cool. That's that.
Okay. Alrighty, and that would be the Anduriel's turn. Now it would be Odelia. Odelia, you only have one action because you are dazed, my friend.
Okay. Could she try and get rid of these bats by making it hail? Would that?
I would absolutely let you do that.
Okay, so Odelia is going to cast Hail Burst, and it's a close burst 1. So in her dazed state, all she can think about is getting rid of these horrifying bats. She is so over it. She's like, okay, you know what? If these people didn't want us to kill them, they should have warned us about this whole vampire thing. We're done. Yes. And so the first thing that she's gonna do is just like call down hail and get rid of these bats.
All right. There is a crack of thunder as Odelia whispers her chant or prayer and raises her hands up, and all of a sudden a cloud appears overhead and all around her. The bats just drop to the floor dead, killed by the hail, and the air is cleared of that swarm of bats. And that is the end of Odelia's turn, and you shake off being dazed, Odelia, because you come out of it at the end of your turn. And that was Odelia. Now it is the vampire's turn. So first things first, this vampire is restrained and flattened, Anduriel, but yes. Lombardo's wife is still going to try to swing at you. Yes. She's going to take a -2 to her attacks, and this is not going to be fun for her, and she's going to miss. That was a 4 -2. Lombardo's wife under this flattened state is she's kind of like just trying to get at you, like reaching, but she cannot lift herself from the force of the Leviathan's tooth. And that would be Lombardo's wife's turn. Is it till the end of your next turn, Anduriel?
Yes, till the end of my next turn. Well, right. It's I'm sorry. Coronary save ends.
All right, so she gets a save. And she only rolls an 8, so she is still trapped under the Leviathan's tooth. Which means if you move out of the way, she won't even get a chance to attack you. So that is her turn, unfortunately. And I don't think you are sorry. I would be
sorry.
Okay. Thora, you are dazed, and that means that number 2, the fisherman vampire, can use its ravenous feeding. But go ahead.
Before we do that, though, they take ongoing 5 from the wall that they escaped, and they take 4 from staying in the spot they were in.
But they're no longer in the wall.
But they left it last turn, right?
Right. So they take 5 and they need to make a save versus the ongoing damage.
Yep.
Okay. So we didn't make saves at the end of their turn when they left, so I'll do that now.
My bad.
And that, unfortunately, is Lombardo. Not Lombardo. That's number 2 is making his save. Number 4 does not. So the vines.
Number 4 is already dead.
Is he, Ben?
4 is dead. He's red.
Is he?
Oh.
Oh no, maybe he was faking.
Oh no.
He was faking to save his bacon.
Go ahead and make a knowledge religion check, all of you.
Oh boy.
No.
25.
Okay.
23.
So, Thora and Morocon, you both know, which is no shocker given what you do. Vampires regenerate. And Uriel, you don't have to make the check because you would already know. Doesn't mean that these vampires regenerate, but it occurs to you that maybe you should look. However, number 2, even if it can't, because the vines continue to wrap around number 2 and are just shredding that poor fisherman into nothing. And number 4 and number 2 shook it off, unfortunately, last turn. So,
that's okay. Because they do take 4 because they stayed in the spot where my blast was.
Okay. So number 2 takes 4 points of buggy. And what does that look like?
The swarm just continues to pelt them.
Oh, gosh. That hits Lombardo too. Is it an effect?
Yes.
Okay, so Lombardo takes 4 damage also. All right, so this is quite the battlefield. It's hailing and it's bugging, like it's at the same time.
And it's all indoors.
All right, Thora, your bugs start just, they're still chomping, and the vampires are screeching and shrieking and hissing and swatting at the bugs even as they come for you. So Lombardo, Morocon, he is going to swing and attack you. And he rolls a 3, and he misses you, Morocon, completely.
Yay!
Lucky. Now, Thora, you are dazed until the beginning of your turn when you get your save, and that means he can try to use his ravenous feeding power.
Oh, right.
Good luck to you, sir.
That's a natural 20.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey, maybe it's a natural 1.
Do it, Matt. Do it.
That's a 20.
Oh,
20
man.
20 on the die, y'all. It's 20.
That's
All
a
right.
yeet.
We're gonna back it up.
Teach me
right.
a lesson.
It's only a 10 on the die, which makes that a 26 versus AC. Does that back it up?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, here comes the die 6. Oh, it's only a 1.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
All right. It's only a 1. It's only 1, ladies and gentlemen. Only 1.
Good. No one has to
Sorry,
roll a new
John.
character.
Could have been
It's
much
fine.
worse. Could have been much worse. Okay.
If you all remember, I have a weird thing where I think character death narratively is incredibly interesting. So,
well, it could be interesting. And Thora has a fascination with death also, which may apply because Thora takes 45 points of necrotic
Oofta.
damage.
I'm out.
Okay. So Thora drops to 0 and will be making death saves on his turn. And that is number 2. The fisherman is going to heal 25 points from drinking Thora's blood. So he bites into you, Thora, and just starts slurping blood and slams your head back against the wall. And Thora lifts his hands as if to make some kind of a spell or gesture. And then Morocon, you see him just slump against the wall like falling unconscious under this vampire's feeding. And Thora, you also lose a healing surge, my friend, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
And Morocon, he is not stopping feeding. So if somebody doesn't do something, he is going to drain Thora into a lost surge. Or a lost.
I'm on it.
Not that you have to do anything. No pressure. There's no pressure on you at all. I mean, you do you, but
do whatever you want.
I mean, just ignore it. That's fine.
We need our cleric.
Okay.
We need our druid cleric.
Morocon, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Okay, well, fancy that. Well, Morocon, being just absolutely appalled by what is happening, and seeing his buddy drop, he's going to go Brand of the Sun on this dude that's feeding off of Thora.
Is that your Paragon Path attack?
No, that one's
No?
Divine Sun. No,
All right.
Brand of the Sun's just an at-will.
Get him.
Oh crap, it's AC. I hope they don't have a high AC. So 22 against AC.
You are flanking, so you hit.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Oh, even though he's down,
Even though who's down?
even though
Me?
Thora's down.
Doesn't he have combat advantage
Flanking
from
with a corpse.
till the
Well, it would have been till the end of my turn.
which you're not gonna get, but that doesn't mean the magic doesn't last. So he still has combat advantage. So yeah, you hit.
Okay.
Okay. So that is going to be. Oh, bummer. That's crappy damage.
Fine.
So it's 10 damage, and then Stone Fist, so 16 damage, and then Thora, make a saving throw.
Okay.
That's part of the effect of that attack. So
14.
All right. So Thora, you make a successful death saving throw. You do not slip one closer before
Sweet.
even on your turn. And
Okay.
that is.
and then for a minor action, Thora, I'm doing healing word on Thora,
Okay, good move.
which that's going to be. Oh, that's better. Oh, it's 3d6. Never mind.
3d6
So-
plus a healing surge, right?
So you get a healing surge plus. Oh, it's better than nothing. Plus 8.
Okay. And
Okay.
so that's what you come up to. There's no such thing as below 0. You can't drop below 0. So whatever your surge plus 8 is what your healing your hit points are at.
Okay. And then that's me.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Morocon. Thora, you wake up and there is a vampire with his fangs in your neck draining the blood out of you. And that unfortunately is the end of the round because you were unconscious for your turn. But you're up, Thora, and that's what matters. Anduriel, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to number 16 by the chair.
All right. Here or here?
On the other side of the chair. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Which puts me within range of number 2, because number 2 is the one that's going to eat Thora, right?
Yes. Now, I should mention, Anduriel, you can't bring the Leviathan's Tooth with you if you're going to keep it pressed down. So you're going to use your kukri or something else.
I'm not going to use a weapon.
Okay. Oh, no weapon?
Ooh.
I shall not be using a weapon.
All right. No weapons.
The only weapon I shall use is my eyes for domineering gaze. Here we go.
Ooh.
I'm gonna try and dominate that little pretend vampire.
Very fancy.
This is versus Will.
Okay.
Let's see, 13. It's my bonus here. 24.
That is a hit, sir. And not only is it a hit, as you enter his mind, you get the feeling that their wills are altogether weak. Like it wasn't hard. You think will might be their lowest defense.
And us without Lachlan.
I
For real.
I will-
Fascinating.
Too bad
I
my
will
fists
let-
don't target Will.
I will let Ryan know he was appreciated.
All my stuff targets fortitude, man.
Well, their fortitude's
Okay.
not much better.
Okay.
target is dominated till they save ends.
All right.
So do I get to do anything fun with him now, or do I have to wait till my turn?
Well, you can give your orders now, but he'll act on his turn.
I see. I would like him to attack the other vampire.
Okay. So what do you say to him? Or do you just say it in his mind?
I say in his mind, just, you fool, listen to your vampire lord. That is not your enemy. Your enemy is behind you.
All right,
Not the
Thora,
dragon.
he... Did you say attack the dragon?
But not the dragon. But not the
Okay.
To be fair, I am behind him. That's
dragon. dragon. Stop
Okay.
confusing the baby vampire.
The other fool. The other fool. That's not... Okay. Thora, all of a sudden, the vampire's fangs, they leave and he drops you. He just lets go of you. And you slump against the wall, but you're still standing. And he whirls on the other vampire who's like, dude, like, bro, what? Like,
Okay.
okay.
I'd
That
like
will
to use
happen
my-
on his turn. Go
I'd
ahead.
like to use my minor action to do healing word.
Okay.
Close burst 10. It's going to be for Thora. You get to spend a healing surge, and then I'm in plus healing surge plus 4.
It's plus 3 die 6. You got 4 on 3 die 6.
Oh, sorry. Huh, that was 1 die 6. 4, 5, 6, 12. A healing surge plus 12.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. That must
I'm
look
back
really
to-
funny.
I'm back to almost max, guys. Thank you.
And that begs the question, does anybody ever really die in a party full of clerics with that much healing? It's a question. Are we complaining about it? No, we're not. So,
new.
Especially when Matt gives you an item that when you use second wind, you use 2 healing surges.
it's not bad. That's not. Hey, I didn't do it.
Come
Your
on.
your character got that on his journey. Matt
That's
did
true.
nothing. I didn't do anything. Like it's total. Okay, Odelia, it is your turn. You are no longer dazed.
All right. I am going to use my movement and my action to get all the way up to where everybody else is.
All right. Meanwhile, Mrs. Lombardo is just like, where is everybody going? Okay. So Delia, you were here. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So and then use the rest of my action also to get up to where everybody else is.
All right. Where do you want to be? Left of number 4, right of number 4.
Left of number 4. Wait, let's see here. Wait, let me look. Actually, just right above Anduriel.
Okay.
Excellent.
There you are.
Okay. And then for buffeting wave, does that only target enemies or would that hit everybody?
I'm pretty sure that hits everybody, but it would be
Okay.
really fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
It would sure shake
Get
things
wet,
up.
guys.
It would definitely alter the battlefield.
So
Oh no, my bugs!
number 4 there is up again, right?
Number 4? No,
Uh-huh.
number 4 failed its save. Its body is being...
Oh, that's the one that's getting all shredded.
Yes, number 4 is the farmer, and his straw hat and overalls are being torn to shreds with his flesh as Thora's vines just constrict all over him.
Okay, so instead of being above Anduriel, can I go to if I go to the left of number 4, can I attack number 2 if I use my action point?
Yes, you absolutely can. Whoops.
Okay, that's where I want to be then.
All right, hold on here. It's always the...
There
There
I
we
am.
go. There you go.
Oh, okay. So I am just going to, having seen my friend go down and being real mad about that, she is going to have, as she runs, her Hellfire Rage lance
Oh,
starts just like fire just starts to glow and crackle from it. and she is screaming. And by the time she gets there, she just skewers number 2 there.
Okay. I don't see this
Thora.
going well for him.
Have I mentioned
feel
I
love
love
before.
Odelia?
Yeah.
If you didn't feel love before, now you should know. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like somebody
no,
picks
I
on
knew.
him, we're all
Okay.
stopping what we're doing. We're coming to attack that guy.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Who does number 2 work for?
So that is a. Let's see here.
Well, my
Is this
friends have all
a
come to save me,
barbarian
and I'm
attack?
going to
Is that
die.
what the modifier that I add for that?
Yes, if you're using a barbarian attack, I color coded it. So whatever the attack
Okay.
bonus is,
I'm just wondering. So, but the Hellfire Rage Lance is
it's already factored in.
okay. It goes over to okay. So that is a 27 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right.
We haven't seen what this does yet. I'm so excited.
Yes.
1d6.
Something cool.
Yes.
Something cool.
Yes.
Vampire kebab. Vampire kebab.
Aw, Ben being a dad.
All right. Ooh,
Seriously.
nice. That's 15,
Sweet moment.
24. That is 27 damage.
Okay.
Oh my heck.
And because I used my action point, all of you guys heal 3d6 hit points
Oh my gosh.
and can shift 1 square.
Oh.
I feel better than I did this morning.
Okay.
Oh.
Odelia.
Okay. So I picture this
Odelia.
a lot like I don't know, like a mouse is running across the floor, but it bursts into flames, like in the middle, like I don't know, like the Gizmo car in Gremlins that bursts into fire. So Odelia goes running across, like she vaults over a chair, and as she vaults over, she starts screaming like, ah!
It's like me in the episode, in like the episode art. where I'm like,
Yes, in Ben's art, yeah. She leaps up, and her spear and her body both explode into flames, and she skewers that poor fisherman into the bar, and he is a burning. And I believe, doesn't that hellfire damage last Odelia for the round? Thanks, John.
No, I don't
No?
think so.
What does it
Oh,
say
wait.
under the magic item?
Oh, okay. It says, okay, here's the problem. It says I get to add 1d6 plus 3 fire damage to all attacks.
To every time you hit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So it's this is a daily power, but it lasts for the encounter. Is that what it says?
It doesn't, it says once per day, but
Okay.
it doesn't say anything about encounter.
Okay. So your lance is on fire, and you skewer and burn and pin this fisherman into the wall, and he is a burning with her mighty
So
Odelia.
I really recommend that all of you take that 1 square of shifting away from me, because the downside to the Hellfire Lance is that I have to take attacks of opportunity against any of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's
Yes.
Okay.
Just FYI.
all right. Morocon, would you like to shift back over the bar?
So I'll hold down. I'll hold down Lombardo.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry.
All right. Morocon, with your stone stance, being able to shift through difficult terrain, you vault or hop over the bar, hold down Lombardo, hop over the bar again. And Thora, you are far enough away from her, you're safe, and so is Anduriel. But Morocon, Odelia, filled with this hellfire rage, just turns on you, and you're like, whoa, okay.
I think Anduriel's still gonna shift 1 back. He's gonna be like, oh, she looks pissed.
Okay. All right.
It's not a bad plan.
It's not a terrible idea. So Odelia looks like she just cannot control herself at this point. Now that the Hellfire Rage has been enacted. But her spear, her lance is on fire, and you hear the screams of the damned coming out of her lance. like just the wailing of the damned as the fire takes place. Now it is the vampire's turn. One
I
of them.
have a question. DM.
Yes, I have an answer.
It it's for the action point where it says all allies have the healing. Do I get to do that too?
No, if it says just allies, otherwise I would have written it into the power. So not only does she slam into him with the spear, but then there is a burst, a thundercloud bursts into being, and it rains gently over all of you. But you find that as the rain touches you, that your wounds heal up a little bit. Of course, you're wet now, but but you feel good about it. And now
just dried off.
But
now
Odelia is too hot and on fire, and it just evaporates before it can even touch her.
It's not touching her. She's not having a problem. Alrighty.
How much healing is that?
That
3d6.
is 3d6 hit points.
Did you roll it?
Do
Tommy?
I roll that?
Yeah, you roll that. That's your power.
Okay. So that is 11.
All right,
I
everybody
am
heals
back up
11.
to full.
Okay, that must have been quite the sight to watch Thora. First of all, the whole Hallowed Council come running towards him, and then flinging out shadow and flinging out sunlight. And he gets hit twice, like boom, boom, like whoa, like clear. So, all kinds of healing going on. All right, now it is their turn. The innkeeper's wife, Lombardo. Let us see if she makes her save. She rolls a 1. She's still squirming under the Leviathan's tooth.
Nice.
And
it's like Thor's hammer. I just left it on her chest as I walked away. Hold this.
Unfortunately, number 3, the scribe gets up. And it is going to move. It's going to take the run action to get to Enduriel. So Enduriel, the scribe gets up. Doesn't look like it's necessarily healed very much, but is so hungry for blood, it just cannot help itself and comes running for you. This one is pinned. The other one, let's see if it shakes off the vines. And it does, Thora, manage to shake off your vines, or the spell just ends and the vines dissipate and wilt into nothing around number 4, who is the farmer. So that would be for him. Lombardo, Moral Khan, you push him. Oh, no, you didn't push him. He does not like you. He is going to...
I didn't do anything to him.
He is going to summon a cloud of bats.
Of course.
Bats again.
Why did it have to be bats? Thora, Odelia, and Morokhan, you are in the swarm of bats that he summons. You have a -2 to saves and defenses while you are in it. However, which is no good. It's no good for them. Alrighty. So that is his turn. Morokhan, while you were in there, he is going to use his slam on you. And he gets a 25 versus your AC, Morokhan, but it's really a 27 because you're in the cloud. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah.
All right. Morokhan, 7, 8 plus 5 is 13 points of damage, but he also slams you into the wall. And that, Morokhan, means that you are going to take an additional 9 points of damage, and you are dazed as he slams you into the wall, which is quite the sight, given that he's a halfling. But he has this supernatural strength. He reaches up over his head, Morokhan, grabs you by the belt, and swings you into the wall. It's a Mighty Mouse moment, but you feel it. And that is Lombardo's turn. And that is all, because number 2 is on fire. Alrighty, that's their turn. Thora, it is your turn, my friend.
Okay, Maro-Khan's getting picked on now, and that's not cool because he just healed me, and I like that guy.
It's not cool.
But he doesn't want to cross in front of Odelia because he'll die. So,
More.
I wouldn't
I
wouldn't want to take a melee basic from her right now.
She
So-
has easy eyes.
Thora is actually kind of in a decent position where he's at. So what he's gonna do, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not gonna hit anybody else with this, because that's the problem with being a blasty boy.
You're a bursty blasty boy.
Yeah. Very bursty blasty boy. Okay. All right. So he is going to, you know what? Yeah. He's going to stay where he is. Yeah. And I'm going to cast Chill Wind, which is a burst 1 within 10 squares.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it right behind Lombardo so it doesn't hit any of my allies.
Okay.
Good.
Good,
And
good.
it targets Fortitude. That's a 25.
That's a hit.
Okay. Not a good roll, but 9 cold damage. But that's not the thing I wanted. It allows me to slide a target. I want to slide him right in front of that mirror.
Oh, do you? Alrighty.
Well, now.
Booger. Sorry, that's Moro-Khan. All right, Mr. Thora. You slide
I don't mind being in
Lombardo.
front of the mirror.
You it's like, ooh, look at the scale.
How shiny my scales are.
Okay. Thora, you slide Lombardo in front of the mirror, and he takes 7 psychic damage. From the trauma of his own reflection. So anyway, and that's not all. He's horrified, like Mumra horrified. So he looks into that mirror and his red eyes blaze and he just goes like and looks like he is going to you even see cracks appear on his face, like a mirror had been shattered, and he looks like he is gonna run from that mirror, like almost like he has no choice but to run from that mirror. And now take that information and use it as you will. Now, Thora, I must tell you, unfortunately, because you were dazed on your previous turn, you could not sustain the Wall of Thorns, and it vanishes.
That's okay. That's okay. I was intending to do something else with my minor action anyway.
All right. Lombardo's hurt, but he's not badly hurt because he's not taken a lot of attacks yet. However, he is looking like he's going to bolt on his turn. And that would be Thora's turn, unless you're using your action point or your minor.
Well, I haven't moved yet either. So I want to vault over the bar.
All right. Whoop, I made you skinny.
Oh no, I'm gone.
All right, it's an easy hop. I'm not even going to make you roll an athletics check.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my minor action to make some good berries. And I don't know if this is allowed, but can I like shove one in Moro-Khan's mouth?
You can hand it to him with your minor action. If
Okay.
he was
Dazed against the wall,
if he
and
was
this guy just shoves berries into my face.
Here, eat these. Ah.
so you can, if he were unconscious, you could do that. But because he's like, you guys have seen the meme of the lady that's trying to drink her drink, right? And she's missing it. Like, yeah, right. That. So you're like, eat this berry, and he keeps moving his head. You're like,
okay.
But
In that
you do
case,
manage to get it in his mouth.
Okay, cool. The reason being, Moro-Khan, consuming a berry will allow you to make a save.
Oh, that's very
Oh.
nice. That's very nice.
Okay,
Okay,
you
so
I do
heal
that
10
on
hit
my
po-
turn.
Yeah, you heal 10 hit points, gain 10 temporary hit points, or make a save.
okay. I
Okay.
will, because you did that, I will let him save at the beginning of his turn. So
Okay.
we will do that.
Oh,
So that's a good use of an action.
clutch.
All right, and
Yeah.
now it's Moroccon's turn. So Morocon, make a save.
Okay.
While he goes,
It doesn't taste good, by the way. Not a good tasting berry.
Good,
It's
it's
like-
in the name.
Yeah. It's like smelling salts. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm awake.
So he wakes up. Ugh!
I rolled an 11, so I say.
Okay, you have your turn, Morocon.
Oh, clutch Thora. So I would like to move one square over toward Senior Lombardo.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I made you fat.
And
There we go.
I would like to. What do I want to do? I'm going to do a warning strike on Mr. Lombardo here.
All right.
Having been just jarred awake by a berry. And it's a 13 on the dice, which is going to be a 28 to hit. Oh, yeah, that's a cleric attack. So, yeah, so 28 to hit
All righty.
against AC. That is 6 plus D6. Oh, good. I'm rolling so well on damage. Jeez. That's 16 damage.
All right, you gonna use Stone Fist, or did you count it in?
No. I need to add that in. So it's 22 damage.
All right.
Lombardo.
Okay, he doesn't look like he can take that too many more times. So Morocon, you hop over and you slide out of the bugs, and Thora wakes you up. And as you wake up right next to him, and you're like, slam! You bash him into the wall, and the wall behind you cracks a little bit from the impact of Lombardo hitting it. He's a little occupied though, because all he can think of is the mirror. Yes.
I think what I would like to do is use an action point now.
Oh, would you now?
I think I would.
Okay, what you gonna do, Morocon?
Well, I'm going to heal 15 points because that's what my action point does.
Ooh.
And
Tasty.
then I'm going to, seeing what Odelia did to disperse the bats, I would like to use my dragon breath to try to disperse some bats. And if I can catch Lombardo in that blast, I would like to do that as well.
All right, so you want to aim it this way, and I will let you go right on ahead and disperse those bats with your weird breath weapon.
Okay, so, and that is a 24 against reflex.
That is a hit.
Okay. It's not a lot of damage, but it did what I was hoping. I
He
wanted to get
doesn't have a lot of hit
bats,
points, as it turns out.
right. So it's 9 fire damage plus 2 radiant from my action point.
Oh, all right then. And you know what radiant damage does to a vampire?
Do indeed. You want to know what's even better? A dragon's breath is just a minor action.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Oh.
So you slam him into the wall and then blow out this cone of fire, and also light comes out of your mouth too, almost like you were breathing like Bahamut, that radiant energy, and little light, sparks go out, and he just continues to shriek in front of the mirror and shriek from the damage. So he's like, just in a way, if they weren't so vicious, it would almost be sad how pathetic he is right now. And that
Right.
would be Moroccon's turn. Back over to the top, and Duriamol.
Oh, dragon's breath was just a minor action. I have one more
Got a lot of
action
more.
I was going to try to do.
Oh, my bad. My fault.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm going to try to use
Destroy
my
him.
Paragon power.
All right then.
So it's a target and a move action. Do I do both, or do I choose to pick one or the other?
What the move on it means is that when you use your move action, when you use this power, your move is altered accordingly, unless it says "and you move." Does it say
Oh,
effect?
okay.
Does it say effect? You move?
No, it just has target and then a move action. So I just didn't know if I was using that power, if I was using it as an attack, or if I have to, or as a move action.
So most monk powers, when you use them, have an additional effect on movement. So some will give you, like, it'll say move action +2. So if you were to use your move to do more than shift like you have, then you would have been able to use whatever that effect is on your move. Does that make sense?
Okay. So I will attack Lombardo then with my Divine Son.
Divine Son. I'm sure he's going to love this.
And it targets Will.
Oh, and his will
Nice.
sucks.
I will say I'm
well.
looking a lot like Palpatine in this camera right now. Good. Let the hate flow through.
Yes.
Very
Why
nice.
is my
It
webcam
is a
fully operational?
Very nice.
20, dirty 20 against Will.
Ooh.
Dirty 20 against Will, unfortunately, is going to be a miss.
No.
Oh.
Matthew.
Well,
His-
you said he had bad will.
His will is 21. It's his lowest defense. So what can you
Oh.
do? What can you do about that?
What can I do?
You must have something to
Oh, I've got to have something. I've got so many items.
You've got to have something.
Something up your sleeve.
I don't know that I have anything that'll boost my attack, though. That's
You
the
also don't
problem.
have sleeves.
I also don't have sleeves. That's kind of my thing. I show off the guns.
Nothing up my sleeves.
Well, I seem to have missed him. So does that mean I can take my move action with that? Or
Did you not take your move action to shift one?
I
Or was that
shifted
last round?
one. That was before my action point.
Yeah, well, that's your move action. You can shift or you can move, but you can't do both. So your move action, unfortunately, has been moved. I don't suppose anybody has anything that will grant him a +1.
Well.
It would have to be an immediate interrupt.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I've got nothing.
All
so it
right,
looks like
hold
it's
on,
a-
dragon. Stop. I shall grant you memory of 1,000 lifetimes.
Oh, you took that feat. I forgot.
I did indeed.
All right, Anduriel, what does it look like when you fix Morokhan's miss?
So it's called shoot, what is this called?
It's your last feat, whatever's the last feat on your character sheet.
Commander's memory.
Okay.
So he's gonna see Morokhan. What's the attack? Is it with a weapon or just you trying to beat the guy with your?
It's a melee. It's a melee that just happens to target Will.
So he sees
I punched him so hard he just is.
He sees that your fist is gonna miss, and he just shouts out, "Dragon to the left!" And you look over and just shift your fist.
All right. Very nice. All right. So to the left, and you're like, oh, he's so short that you're not used to swinging that low, and so you do at the last minute. You hear that, and then you connect. What happens?
All right. Well, I connect, and he bursts into light. So that's going to be, what's 12 plus 9? That's 21.
Yep.
Yeah, 21 radiant damage.
Ooh.
And he gains vulnerable 5 till end.
Okay. Lombardo drops to the floor in a heap of ashes and skin. He doesn't look like he's like demolished, like the sun had hit him. but he looks like a lot of his skin has become ash. And you slam into him, and Morokon blazes with sunlight. And the other vampire next to Anduriel is like holding back as Morokon does what he does and brings on the light. So there's a whole light show. It's like Phantasmic over. There's a whole light show going on in the corner here, and it's all sunlight. And that would be Morokon's turn. All right, Anduriel, back up to the top.
Cow, better that vampire than me. Good grief. I'm gonna I got that guy on me, right?
You do, but like I said, he doesn't look like he can he looks like he's barely regenerated at all. Just enough to get up and feed his hunger.
Okay, where's the nearest barrel? They're clear over there.
They are a distance away.
All right, well, he looks like he's gonna try and feed on me, so we're gonna beat him to the punch. I'm gonna do Taste of Life.
All right,
Yeah,
go for it.
You don't bite me, I bite you.
I'm the vampire, you stupid little dolt. Versus Fortitude, it is 27.
All right, that's a hit.
Alrighty. And Duriel's not super happy about hitting these guys right now because he's got his code. 7 plus 11, 18 damage.
All right, 18 damage, and he drops Anduriel and goes weak. He goes weak under your grip. I'm assuming you used your blood thing as well, or no?
No. Oh yeah, I better use Blood Drinker because.
Well, you don't have to. You already dropped him, unless you want the surge.
I just no. Actually, I'm good. I'm not a red cap anymore. I keep having flashbacks to those, like, if I don't feed, I'm gonna turn into a red cap. If I don't feed, I'm gonna turn
Bathe in his blood.
in the corner.
Well, no, and you fed on the ship, so you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good for several days before you have to feed again. And
I sure did, and yeah, I don't want to rub it in. I just hit him with Taste of Life. I don't want to like, hey, this is how you do it. So, anyways, what I will do, I haven't moved. I haven't used my minor. Can I try and drag him over kind of towards those barrels to see if I could just subdue instead of killing the guy again?
Yes, I will let you move half your movement.
Okay, that's 3.
3, so 1, 2, 3, and I will let you drag him with you.
Okay.
All right,
And
so
then-
Anduriel grabs him and starts hauling him over to the barrels.
And I'm gonna kind of look over at Odelia on my way over, like, Odelia, help me drag this one over to the barrels. I don't want to kill them all.
Odelia, please make an attack of opportunity against Anduriel.
She's fired up.
Just a melee basic, right?
It's just a melee basic and fire damage.
Wait. Okay. Come on, low rolls. Ooh, that's a 5, so that is 20
Versus
versus armor
mind.
class.
It doesn't hit any. Yeah, you.
All right, so you go past her and go, hey, Odelia, and she goes, what, Tommy? What does she do?
Her back was to him, and she just whips around, and she doesn't even know who's behind her. Her eyes are glowing. As soon as she hears him, she just whips around and slashes at him with the lance, but goes wide.
Easy, halfling. Good grief! What are you doing?
She's totally not
Tuned
not
out.
even there.
She's tripping, bro. She's tripping. Okay.
Straight up tripping.
But thank you for that moment. I can't wait to see what Poinket says about that. Alrighty. That's Anduriel's turn, unless he's using his action point.
Nope.
Okay. Odelia, it is your turn. A vampire is in front of you and begins to get up off the floor.
She will, as soon as she sees him, she will just blindly stab down. It's a howling strike. She just immediately, as soon as she sees that movement, just goes nutty, buddies. Oh, and that's a nat 20. That is.
Oh, get him.
Yeah.
Roll it again. Back it up.
That's a 7.
Alrighty. That's
Still
what is
good. Still
yeah, but
good.
you have
Which would be
combat
a
advantage
22.
because he's prone, so it's actually a 9. So you hit.
Okay.
You
so
roll the 1d6, sister.
It's a 5.
Max damage, so you don't have to roll damage. Whatever the howling strike damage is maxed.
Okay. So that would be 25 plus, because I was using the Hellfire Lance, that does an additional 3d8.
Okay. Odelia, you
Fine.
pierce the heart of
Brutal.
number 4, who was the farmer, and I am going to roll that it crumples to ash in front of you.
So he just as she slams down, it starts burning from right around and just burns in this hole that just burns and burns and burns until he is just gone.
Okay.
Nice.
So Odelia slams, she goes right through the heart with the Hellfire Lance, and the farmer is just like, and then the fire catches on and he just crumples into ash.
And that
And-
just fuels her own rage. So
And,
she's still mad, guys.
Yeah.
Which is very, very nice. All right, Odelia, you still have a minor and a move.
No, she's just gonna stay right here.
Okay. All right, so she's looking around.
Wait, let's see. Is everybody all the enemies are down? Yeah.
Yes, and
Okay,
now it would be
yes.
their turn, but
She's
only
just
one of
gonna-
I
them.
mean, but your allies are up, so you can take care of that if you want.
Hey, I
Only
rolled.
opportunity attacks.
I rolled a saving throw, and Lombardo's wife failed again.
Oh my gosh.
And
Poor
so
lady.
she's struggling against the Leviathan that's got its
Oh.
foot on her, and that it's invisible. But I mean, just like she's like back again. She just cannot manage to break the spell of the Leviathan's tooth. All of the
So-
other vampires. Yes, go ahead.
Since she was, I didn't realize she was still up. Can I use my movement to go back towards her?
You absolutely can.
Good. I'd like to get away from all the allies anyway.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Except you can't get
think I've
past
only
the
got
force. You can run though.
You
can take the
can't
run
get
action.
No,
past
I've
the
only
force.
got 6. So.
Yes, but if you take the run action, you get a +2. And
Oh, okay.
normally you wouldn't want to run, because if you run, if you look at your 4E helper sheet, you get a -5 to your attack at the end of the run. But you already
Okay.
attacked. So
Oh yeah,
th-
I already used my attack. This is
yeah,
just
so
my-
you're not running to an enemy to attack, you're just running to get to them. So
Yeah.
you cannot press through the force of the Leviathan's tooth. It's like a physical force you can't get through until she saves, which ought to be interesting. But in any case, Lombardo stands up, Morocon, because he has regenerated. And he stands up,
Looks in the mirror.
and he is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from you running from the mirror.
Okay, well,
He just can't help it.
that's gonna. I miss.
Okay. That's a swing and a miss. All right. Lombardo runs from the mirror his speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up against the wall. And that is Lombardo's turn. And this one, Anduriel, also awakens next to you.
Ugh.
So annoying.
Is prone and is going to get up from a prone position. And Duriel, because you had a hold of number 3, I'm going to let you make an attack of opportunity as it gets
Oh,
up.
nice. That's very kind of you.
Well, you had her by the leg upside down, or him.
That is a 19 on the die, so it's going to be a hit.
All right, that's a hit.
The
Roll the
D4,
kukri, remember? You have the kukri, 1d6.
6, because it's the kukri, that's right. 5, that's 5, 10. 10 points damage.
All right, and dropped.
He's back down. Ladies and gentlemen, he has hit the floor yet again.
Wait. I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I'm a professional moron. Morocon, you hit a Lombardo with radiant damage last round, right?
I did quite a bit of radiant damage.
His healing does not work. His vampire healing does not work on a round when he has taken radiant damage.
Ah.
So Lombardo does not get up. I'm a liar face.
Ah.
Okay. And Duriel knocks that one back down with an attack of opportunity. And the other one, Thora, gets up and is going to attack you with its slam and hits you. You take 19 points of damage, Thora, and he slides you into the wall and slams you into it, and you are dazed again, my friend.
I'm upset is what I am.
Oh,
And,
everybody's so angry.
Oh, look whose turn it is. It's Thora's. And Thora, go ahead and make a save because you have superior will. See if you get your whole turn.
That is a 10 on the die exactly.
All right, you have your full turn. You shake it off.
Okay. Thora has begun to become annoyed.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
He's usually pretty calm, cool, collected kind of guy, but he's kind of mad now.
I mean, it's been a rough night.
So he's going to do something he doesn't do very often.
He's going to swear? Oh.
No, he's going to kind of move directly across the bar from this thing. So he's going to shift one to the left.
Okay. Oh, boogers. Oh, the
Those
homemade
things
map.
love to escape.
He's
They
gonna
do.
pour himself a drink.
There you go. Okay, Thora, you shift in front of him.
And Moroccan sees he like clenches his mechanical fist, which you watch like fractalize as he casts Stone Strike. And he is going to punch this guy as hard as he can.
into oblivion.
So oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Of course on the attack. Of course on the kind of attack I never use.
All right. Back it up, my friend. Let's see.
So there's the natural 20. That's a 14 on die for 26.
All right. That's a hit. Roll the 1d6.
1d6. Oh, it's a 5.
It's still max damage, my friend.
Which is 11.
All right. 11 points of damage. And what else? Does it do anything else?
So I am slowed until my next turn, but I also have resist 2.
All right. You have also dropped him. So the ground shakes underneath you, Thora, as you reach back and your fist becomes stone and you're like, slam! And there's like a cracking sound of bone. And the fisherman crumples at your feet. And that is Thora's turn. Morocon, it is your turn, Ocon.
A slight tear of happiness rolls down Morocon's cheek, seeing Thora land a punch so well.
His form is terrible. His fist just happens to be made of stone.
Morocon is impressed. Well, seeing what that these guys keep coming up, and seeing that radiant damage does something. He is going to minor action Blades of Holy Fire.
Okay.
So everybody that's within 5 squares of me does an extra 1d6 of fire and radiant damage.
Ooh.
So stay within my aura, folks, and
All
we
right.
can end this fight. And then I would like to. So what are the barrels in the corner?
What are they?
We're wanting to
They're-
drag these guys to the barrels, right?
Yeah, that's what Anduriel's plan seems to be. There are other places that you could probably shove them, like the kitchen. You would just have to find a way to jam the door or block it.
Okay. Well, that's the kitchen that's right next to us, right?
Why, yes.
That door there. Okay, well, I would like to take the rest of my action to drag Lombardo and toss him into the kitchen.
Okay. Now I will go ahead and let you know, if you want to do that, that you are all Blades of Holy Fire. So in order to stop them from regenerating, all you have to do is stab them or put your weapon on top of them. And because of Moralcon's spell, everybody is going to prevent them from regenerating. So Moralcon, you Blades of Holy Fire him if you want to. That's your call. You throw him in to the kitchen with a loud thud.
Right.
Very nice. Okay. That would be your turn, Moralcon, unless you're he's a wee thing. I'm not gonna make you like roll a strength check or anything. You easily chuck him through the kitchen.
I'll move over to the door and just kind of stand there and just tell Thora, hey, throw that guy into here. Let's lock them up and keep them away from us.
All right. Back at the top, Anduriel, it is your turn, my friend.
Right. It's still time for. Wait, so if I stab him with my blade, do I have the holy fire on my blade?
You
right now?
all have it. It was a
Okay.
burst
Yes.
5.
So
All right.
Odelia doesn't have it because she's too far away from me. But if you're within 5 squares of me, you have extra 1d6.
Okay, I am.
But that's okay because she has unholy fire.
She has Hellfire.
She is angry.
She has angry eyes.
Hey,
Yeah.
what happens in Ravenloft stays in
Stays in
Ravenloft.
That's
Ravenloft.
right.
That's the point.
Okay, well, I think part 2, we'll go for my second round of Vampire Dragon.
Okay.
I still want to put him in the barrel.
All right. Anduriel.
Actually, is that too far, or should I just throw him in the kitchen?
Well, you can let's see. I will say here, dragging him, you can drag him to the barrel with your move, and then you can shove him into the barrel with your standard action.
Can I stab him and then put him in the barrel with the thing inside of him so he doesn't get all
You can
froggy?
You can go ahead and use your minor action. He's not moving. You can just stick the knife in him, right?
Yeah.
So I'll let you do that, but that's going to be your whole turn right there.
That's fine. I just want to get him in the barrel, get him trapped, and
All
so
right.
he can't keep coming back to life.
He is definitely in the barrel. Now you've got to find some way of shutting that barrel up. You're gonna have to either put it on the ground, put a table on top of it, roll it into the kitchen. It's up to you, but you got to find some way to stop it up.
Okay.
And that'll
be on my next turn.
Yes, Odelia.
She's still stuck.
She's still stuck unless you have a ranged attack.
Oh, I do not. I don't think I have any ranged attacks at all.
Throw a chair at her. Go all WWF on her. Just
You
throw
could
a chair.
throw your harpoon at her if you chose to.
Oh, that's true. How about I'll throw my harpoon at her. Or can I throw my lance?
Yeah, you can throw your lance.
I'll throw my lance.
Go for it. Just a
at
melee
her.
basic.
Let's see here. Oh my goodness, I'm rolling like a beast today. That's a 29.
That'll do. That'll do, pig.
All right.
Nice.
Don't mess with Odelia. Dang.
Odelia's
Hey,
Odelia's
not
scary.
today, Satin. And oh boy, that is a 1d10 plus 9. So that's a 27 damage.
Oh, she does not like that. No, she does not. Now, the bad shot,
Yowzer.
the bad part about it is she's been inaccessible and regenerating for 3 rounds. So she was back up to her full hit points. But Odelia, you huck the Hellfire Lance, and it does not seem to have any trouble getting through the Leviathan's tooth energy. And it sticks into her and sets her on fire. And she just starts shrieking and just and a whole lot of ugliness ensues. Now it is the vampire's turn. None of them can regenerate because they all took damage on their turn, radiant damage, except for what's her bucket. She took hellfire damage, so she can regenerate a little bit and does. But let's see if she can get up, and she can't. She fails another save. Now, it would be Thora's turn.
Well, Thora, in one very beefy mechanical arm, has a strength of 22. So can he lift the guy across the bar and chuck him?
With no trouble at all. Second vampire, are you going to hit him with radiant damage on your staff first so he doesn't regenerate?
Sure, I'll give him a bonk.
All right, so give him a little bonk and his skin blackens where you hit him from the radiant damage. And then you fling him with one arm, by the way. You pick him up with your golem arm and just go, huh? And it doesn't even move you when you do it, too. It just thud, and he lands on top of Lombardo.
There's definitely a moment after he's thrown him that he looks over at Marokan and goes, well, this is certainly new. I'm still getting used to that. But does that count as movement? Would that count as the movement?
No. I'll let you... Yeah, you still have your move action.
Okay.
Is there a way you can get rid of the bats?
I don't think there's a way I can get rid of the bats without hitting everyone.
I'd like to watch that, but go right on.
That's true.
I'm not at full health, but I'm pretty high up if you want to just go ahead and do it anyway.
Well, the bats aren't really a huge problem. They're not damaging. They're just distracting.
That's true.
That's true.
It occurs to all of you something else that you could do. You could use the mirror.
Once everyone gets into the kitchen, let's put the mirror up like right at the door. So if they are able to open it, then they're faced with their reflection.
That's true. Oh, that's a good idea. In that case, Thora will move over toward the mirror.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I'm going to use that.
Well, Lombardo couldn't seem to handle looking at his reflection. It physically damaged him. So, Thora, you move over to the mirror, and that is Thora's turn. Morokan.
All right. I would like to... Well, Thora's at the mirror, so he's got that. I've got the door, so I think what I would like to do is we've got two vamps in there. I'd like to take the double blind, and I'll toss it at the vampires to make sure they stay down.
Okay.
Because it does radiant damage.
Okay, so I'll make that your action, Morokan. Your action is just briefly radiant damaging both of them so they're not regenerating.
Correct.
Okay. Alrighty. Anduriel, what you gonna do?
Try to get the barrel into the kitchen.
All right, so Anduriel, you heft the barrel. You're not dragging him anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll make Anduriel's turn getting... flattening him into nothing.
No, see, that's what's happening to Lavardo's wife.
There we go. Yeah, she... Why will it not move, you stupid icon? Okay, there we go. My goodness. Feisty thing. All right, so bunch of vampires in there. It's looking ugly. Lombardo's wife over here. It is her turn. She fails again. Fails her
What?
save.
The
Okay,
mighty
so,
Leviathan's tooth again.
so at this point, I'm going to expedite things. And I'm going to say that she's flattened and helpless and you subdue her. So if you want to use the mirror to force her or whatever, I'll let you guys herd her in there. She's just, she's too overwhelmed by the magic of the tooth. So you guys to manage to wrangle, you wrestle her on over and you put up the mirror over there in the doorway, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of combat.
Oof.
Okay. And what an ugly combat it was. As we go ahead and kind of settle down a bit here. And what would you like to do now? You got a bunch of vampires being held at bay. They're in the corner, just shying away from the mirror and snarling, and but they can't seem to move any closer to it.
I'd like to bar the door to make sure that no one else can come in.
Okay, Morocon, you bar the door and you get a really good look outside as you go to do that through the little porthole or visor in there. Go ahead and make a perception check. Let's see.
Boy, because I'm so good at those. Oh, that's an 18 on the dice.
Nice.
I actually did something good, guys. 23.
Okay. Morocon, you get yourself a really good look outside at the streets, and it confirms your suspicion that not only were the citizens inside the Divine Dragon transformed into vampires, but it appears that everybody in the street has transformed into a vampire. You see mobs of vampires roaming the streets, and one of them is heading in the direction of the inn. So you now have a choice to make. You can either hole up in the inn and hope that more vampires do not find you, or you have the choice of heading towards someplace that might seem like sanctuary to you.
Well, I will bar the door, and I will tell everybody that so it's the whole town. They're all psycho vampires. Do we want to stay here for the night and just like fortify the inn
Well,
so no one else comes in? Or do we want to try to find a better place?
we have access to clean water, do we not?
I'm of the mind, let's fortify the inn. Because
Well.
we're here.
I don't know that it'll be too hard. I mean,
Tommy, you're
It
muted if
strikes-
you're talking.
it strikes me that this is not the first night this has happened, and the inn I don't see any repairs that look recent. So I don't know that they're randomly rampaging places. Perhaps that's the best course of action. Hold up, wait till morning.
We may even be able to bless some water and get everything ready to go in case something does break in.
Or drink some whiskey.
I don't drink, but do as you
I
please.
do.
The dragon will have yours.
Perfect. I would actually like to speak with the people in the kitchen if I can even get through to them.
Well, the mirror is blocking the doorway, and they're in the corner of the kitchen, all cowering and looking away and snarling, and they can't even bring themselves to look up. However, as you start walking towards the kitchen, Thora, you hear a crash from upstairs, and you hear a little boy scream.
No.
Oh crap.
Odelia, the boy.
Odelia takes off running.
Okay. Odelia, you are the closest to the stairs when this happens anyway. So you take off running, and Odelia, you get to the hallway easily with a double move, and just in time to see a vampire has broken in through the window, and is and has, like, it doesn't have a hold of Handsome Barrett, but it's moving into the room that he was in. And that's Odelia's turn.
And Duriel's right behind her.
Okay.
I think he
All
was
right.
the closest to her when they heard the kid.
Okay. So, Anduriel, you are right behind her. It turns at Odelia and it hisses at her. Morocon?
I'm still downstairs, right?
You're by the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You were barring the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to make sure that this main level is still, like, there's no one here, that no one comes down. If I hear things start to go awry upstairs with Handsome Barrett, then I will run upstairs. But I think right here is where I need to make sure everything's
barring the door is like you at this point you can quite easily lock it, but you'll have to put tables up in front of it, etc. And so that's Moralcon's turn, is blocking and barricading the door.
Yep.
Thora, what are you gonna do?
Hearing all of this, he's gonna try and find a water source and begin blessing water.
There is a barrel of water underneath the table.
Yeah, he's gonna crack that out, like one hand, just rip off in the top, and he's gonna begin blessing it.
Okay. All right. So Thora is about the process of using the blessed water ritual. It's going to take you a little bit to do it, but you can do it. Okay. All right. So Thora's at the bar mixing drinks, not the kind vampires like. Okay. All righty. Upstairs, my friends, it is initiative. We're just going to use theater of the mind. We don't need a map here. You know what a hallway with one square looks like. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Me included?
You can roll if you want to join, but your blessing the water is going to take a while.
Yeah. I think that's what he's focusing on, because we can't have any more incoming.
28.
19.
Alrighty. 28.
21.
19.
When it comes around to me, it's a 21, but I'm going to be spending my standard action just fortifying the main floor.
All right. The vampire rolls a 32, unfortunately.
Oh,
Holy crap.
And it moves in to grab Handsome Barrett. All right, it's going to make an attack roll against Handsome Barrett. And it rolls a 3, and Handsome Barrett skitters out of the way. Odelia, it is your turn.
okay. Odelia is going to.
What did Odelia roll?
A 28.
19.
I rolled a 28.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Anduriel.
No, mine's 19.
I mixed you up.
Okay. We are going to try something fun. I'm going to move into the room. Can I get to where I'm adjacent to the creature?
Yeah, you can move adjacent to it.
Then I'm going to use shadow dive into his shadow, and do 10 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Is this technically a new encounter?
It is.
Encounter powers come back.
Yep. All right. Anduriel, Odelia, Anduriel leaps over you, and you see him dive into the room, but that's all you see. It's Odelia's turn.
Okay, so can I see the vampire?
Oh yeah, you take a move action and you are now in the room, and Duriel is gone, but his shadow has a hold of the vampire and is bashing him into the wall and choking him.
Can I attack him?
You absolutely can.
Okay, so would my Hellfire Lance still be going, or
Oh, yeah.
is that an encounter thing?
Well, no, it's a daily. But the thing is, there wasn't enough time. Your Hellfire Lance is still going.
Okay, so she is going to go straight into the Mama Bear rage.
Okay.
And she just charges forward and just attempts to skewer this vampire.
Okay.
And that is, but it's only, it's 20, dirty 20.
That unfortunately would be a full miss, unless you have something to back it up.
But, actually, I do have a vindictive, well, okay, maybe I'll save this one for later, because I still do half damage.
How far is she off? How far is she off?
She missed by 5.
I can let you add 1d6 to the results if you want.
I'm sure.
All right, it's a daily power. It's not a waste, so go ahead.
It's an encounter.
Okay, add 1d6. Let's see if you hit.
It's only 1.
You're not the one who rolls it. It's supposed to be Anduriel.
Oh, well, good.
Yes, I get to add 1d6. Hold on. That is a 5. Is that enough?
That's a hit. Okay, the Mama Bear rage hits. So you're about to miss, and Anduriel's shadow yanks it down in the path of your Hellfire Lance.
Awesome. So that is 22 plus.
Oh my gosh.
It's 26 fire. It's 26 damage.
Okay, and 10 damage on the beginning of its turn on the next round. So between you and Anduriel, it takes you 2 rounds, and you rip this vampire to shreds. Between the two of you, Handsome Barrett uses his action to skitter underneath the bed, and Anduriel, you step out of the shadow, and Thora, you all of this goes down, and Anduriel, you can look out the window. This thing came in through the wall of the adjoining room, and you can tell because the window's wide open and there's a cold gusts of wind. And Anduriel, you look out the window and you can see more vampires moving towards the tavern, and it becomes quite obvious to you that this is not a sanctuary that you can defend.
Okay. Anduriel is gonna throw the vampire out the window.
Okay, well, that'll do enough damage to keep it down for another round.
And then
Okay,
Odelia, Barrett, we need to get out of this. We need to get out of this place. Let's go get the dragon and bugs.
okay. Handsome Barrett is under the bed, shaking in terror.
I grab him and I say, "Come on, darling, it's time for us to go."
No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go out.
Boy, come with us now or stay with more of them. It's up to you. We need to leave.
Anduriel, make an intimidate check, please.
I am trained.
Are you sure about that?
That's 27.
Okay. So he looks, is like, stay with them, and he's like, and he grabs onto Odelia and is just quivering in terror. He goes, I don't want to stay with him. I don't want to go. I don't want to stay with him.
Good. Let's leave. Come on. So I'm gonna charge downstairs.
All
Assuming
right.
They're gonna follow.
So Anduriel and Odelia come downstairs, and Odelia is like tripping down the stairs because Handsome Barrett will not let go of her. But she's so freaking strong that she's practically half carrying him as she runs.
Yeah.
So
It's quite the sight.
he's just gonna roll downstairs. Dragon, Thora, this place is like some kind of a beacon. We have to get out of here. There's dragons converging on it right now.
There's
Wait,
dragons?
dragons? There's more?
It's even worse. Vampire dragons.
There's wagon. There's a wagon coming for you. Okay.
So many dragons.
Oh, there goes the Ravenloft feel of this campaign. Okay.
Sorry, vampires.
Alrighty. So Morocon, you kind of got yourself a really good look and outside. So I'm gonna let you do this. I'd like everybody, if you would please, to make an insight check. And let's see if you can think where the best place to run might be.
10. I got a 10.
Okay, Anduriel, you think that running out into the street is probably the safest thing. You can probably, we could just stay running all night long and probably evade them.
We should run into the kitchen, guys. It's a good idea.
Well, that is where the food is, but I think we're also going to be food if we go in there. I rolled a 16.
Okay. More
19.
19, Odelia, Thora.
I rolled a natural 19 for 34.
Okay.
Woof.
Thank you, somebody.
All right. So we all are. Our only view of the town is the porthole that Morocon can see through the door, right? So we look out and we're all looking around and we're thinking, think. And all of a sudden it occurs to you, Odelia, we could make for the ship. Vampires cannot cross running water. So if we were to cast off and get to the ship, there's every possibility that we could get away. That's one. Two, Morocon, it occurs to you that you saw the gates. We could always make for the wilderness. We have a druid with us, and Thora can use Pass Without Trace. So there's every possibility that he could use his magic and hide us in the wilderness beyond the town. That is option 2. Option 3, you see a chapel off in the distance. There is a high degree of likelihood that we could that they will not be able to walk on holy ground without seriously either harming themselves or weakening themselves to the point where they couldn't fight. So it's either break for the ship, which is quite a ways away from us. We would have to cross 75% of the town. Giving you a little look at the map here. The Divine Dragon is up here. The ship is down there.
That's a lot of vampires to fight.
The chapel is over here, and the gates are over there. So you have a choice: chapel, gates, or try our luck and go for the ship.
Well, I know the ship is more of a guarantee of our safety for the night, but there's no guarantee that we can get there.
Yeah.
Do we know what type of a chapel it is by chance?
You've never seen it before. You can only tell that it's a chapel because of the construction.
Okay.
And it's obviously a traditional chapel structure with a bell tower, and with a steeple on top of it. Looks fairly traditional.
Okay.
Unless, of course,
sure.
it's a lie and it's not a chapel, and they just really love that they're like, you know what? Let's make the public bathhouse look like a church. Like, I'm telling you, people love it. Like, so.
I mean, if it's the public,
Bible.
if it's the public bathhouse, we just fill that guy up with water, bless it real quick, and we're good.
Okay.
We just hang out in the pool for a while.
All right, Thora, you have managed to produce 2 vials of holy water.
Okay.
You may add those to your character sheet from the Blessed Water ritual.
I have my suggestion, but
all right. So what do you say? Don't tell me. Talk to your party. Role play.
Well, guys, I would suggest we make a break for the gates because it's the closest thing.
Not only is the closest, but I think we can survive out there without too much trouble.
I like the idea of going to the chapel as well, but it's a farther travel, and we've got a whole town full of vamps to get through.
That's a hard pass on the kitchen then.
Unfortunately, yes, Endurlil.
All right, well, once we leave this
so
place,
hoping for
one
bacon.
place is as good as any other, so lead on. The Let's just go. We can't stay here very long.
Okay.
So he doesn't
Alrighty.
care.
So are we then going to make a break for the city gates?
But Thora, can you cast Pass Without Trace on us?
I can.
All right, let me look that up really quickly to see how long and how many. Pass without a trace. All right, you and up to 5 allies will leave fewer tracks. The DC to track those, the ritual effects, increases by 5. So that will give us a +5 to our stealth checks to be able to avoid being detected. So are you going to perform the ritual now, Thora? Or are you going to wait until we get, I mean, what's your thought?
I don't know if we have the time to do it.
Good question. Because you
We
did.
can't do it on the road.
It's true.
Well, you know, 2 mobs are headed this way, so you're running out of time. One is coming through the window, and Duriel threw a vampire out of, and the other one was coming from down the street that Moralcon saw.
Right. Is Pass Without a Trace something you can cast on us now, or is that something we have to wait till we get to the forest?
He can do it now.
Well,
It has a duration, or it has a casting time of 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you think you have a minute, by all means.
Oh no.
Well,
If you
I have a
don't,
That's not
suggestion then.
terrifying.
Let's go
With-
duck behind the bar and hide ourselves first, cast the ritual, and then get out.
well, and then if all things fail, we can make a run for it at that point.
Right. Which I
Um,
have a trick up my sleeve to help, but it's not a
Yeah, and I don't think I can do all of us, but I can definitely jump a couple of us pretty far.
and I
So-
can teleport us of a little distance.
okay. So the plan is to make for the wall.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
so. Let's make for the wilderness.
All right. So we're heading to the gates, which we can quite easily see. It is the closest place. So first things first, you guys, you head out there, and there's not even a question at all whatsoever in your mind. Chris, turn it down, please. There's not even a question whatsoever in your mind that you've been seen, because you step out and we didn't have enough time. So they're coming for you, and they're only a couple movements behind you. So you guys make for it, but then you hear something really interesting. Thora, make a knowledge nature check, please.
Geese?
Wow. Even with a 10, 25.
Okay. Thora, you hear the distinctive call of a trumpeter swan,
Mm.
Oh.
and it's honking at you, and you pinpoint it like boom, like right that. It's across the street from the Divine Dragon, on top of what looks to be a jeweler's store of some kind. And it's honking at you, and it seems to be trying to get your attention.
Well, I look over at it. I'm really tempted to be like, can I make an insight?
Do you want to make an insight check?
Yeah, I want to see like if it's trying to lead me, if it's trying to warn me.
All right. If
That
you
kind of-
if you want to make an
Mhm.
insight check, you're going to have to get closer. It's obviously
Okay.
honking, but it will take you a little bit away from the gates. You would be heading closer to the church if you did that. They might catch up to you. It's going to come down to athletics checks. Oh, the
I
John
think we
trained in
freaking dungeon master.
so I can help you.
Yeah, I think it's prudent that we take the gamble. Thora is going to point out the swan and be like, "We need to follow that. We need to follow that right now."
Okay,
What are you talking about? What?
so
Even
you're all
Morokon's
running,
like, what are you doing?
and Thora points to the third. We need to follow that.
And Durio's gonna point to a spider. Let's follow that.
Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
Okay, Thora separates from the group. You gonna follow him?
Oh my gosh.
I will.
Fine.
You can
I'll
split the
follow him.
party. You can split the party. Play your characters. What would your
Well,
character
he's-
do?
I would follow him, but mostly in an effort to be like, what are you doing? So that I could try to put him back.
These are Anduriel's people, so he's gonna just follow and also kind of like Morikon be a little bit like perturbed that the plan has changed without any talk about it.
Okay. Thora, make an insight check since the party is following behind you.
30 exactly.
Okay. The honks or the cries are warning cries, like predator. Okay. And you are 100% sure that it wants you to follow it.
Okay. He's making a beeline.
All right. It takes off and starts flying through some houses. Like it flies over atop some houses and you follow it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like everyone, if you would please, to make a party stealth check. So here's how we're gonna do this. I need one person to roll, and I need everybody to tell me their stealth modifier. It's half your level and your dexterity.
Rounded down.
We're gonna, everybody tell me your stealth modifier, and we're gonna average them.
7.
7 and Uriel. Half your level and your dex modifier if you're not trained.
Do you round the level down? So it'd be 5.
You don't round it down. It's just, oh well, yeah, you do round it down. So 5 for Thora.
So it would be 7 total.
All right, 7 Thora. Morikon, stealth modifier, and Odelia, stealth modifier.
Yeah, I don't have a stealth, but I have a pretty darn good dex. So
That will help us.
I still didn't roll very well, but
But
it's going to
6
be
for
it's a
Odelia.
19.
Okay, 6. We're not rolling yet. We haven't decided who's rolling. I need to know your
Oh.
modifier.
Oh, my modifier, half my level plus my modifier is a +9. is
Ooh,
what
that's
it
gonna
is.
help. Odelia, what is your
Yeah.
modifier?
That'll help.
6.
6. Odelia, that sucks. Okay, so alrighty. That would be 14 plus 9 plus 6 divided by 4. All right, your modifier, I'm gonna give you guys an 8. And who would like to roll the stealth check for the group? Not Tommy's like, no, I will not be held responsible. That's not.
I don't know. You've had some good rolls.
I am
No, I'm sure
notoriously
it
bad at
all
stealth
up.
checks.
Nobody wants to be responsible. Do you want?
All
the
right,
DM?
I'll do it.
All right,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll
Go
do
for
it.
it.
Everybody
my new
hates
dice.
Chris. All right. The new dice.
With the new dice. And the new dice is, oh my gosh. Well, I hope it's enough, guys. So it's 11 on the dice.
Okay. So that
plus
would be
8, so it's a 19.
all right. So here's what happens. You guys start following the swan past this jeweler's shop into these houses, right? And you duck behind an alley, and a group of vampires goes right past you, and you barely miss them.
Oof.
Barely miss them. Like you scramble behind one of the houses following the swan. And one of these, mobs of vampires just goes right past you. And you start moving, and you come to a park, and the swan lands in the park and waits for you guys to catch up. Do you keep following it?
Thora trusts it. So yeah.
Oh, what are we doing following this bird? The
Do you-
gates are that way.
Do you remember what I told you about the swan and how it represents goodness, holiness, and this is a sign.
What?
All right.
Well, we're so far out anyways.
Well, we're here
There's as
now.
good
I
as
guess we're
anywhere
closer
else.
to the chapel now.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, bird, let's go.
All right.
What
So,
does handsome Barrett think about the swan?
he is absolutely terrified and just running on pure instinct. He's used to hiding, but you can tell because you've got him running, he's also used to running. So apparently, but he is out of his mind with fear. And this is a kid who's been growing up, or at least spending some time on a boat full of lycanthropes. So in any case, he's looking around like this. He's like, he's just running with you. So you get onto the grass of this park, and from out of the side of a bunch of houses, you well, actually, let's make a perception check. I want to see how much you guys see.
That I'm trained in. 28.
24.
Okay. So with a 24 and a 28, here is your map. You guys are now in this park right up here, right? It's trees and grass and whatnot. Not a ton of trees, but some. And you're heading towards this chapel, and the swan takes off towards the chapel. Okay. But you catch sight over here of a brightly colored tent. It's a bright yellow tent with red red flaps or whatnot. And then behind that tent over here, there's a wall right behind it, separating this tent and these three houses from these other two. And there's a mob of vampires climbing over the wall right now and coming straight for you. But you peer into the darkness and you see their red glowing eyes and more sets of them as they come over the wall towards you. And now I'm going to need you to make an athletics check. Let's see how fast everybody runs. Let's see how your pursuers run.
Athletics, something I'm trained in.
Could I substitute for acrobatics?
You absolutely can.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Mine's
Yeah.
not the best.
27.
28.
All right.
But I am
27.
trained in endurance, so I'm not fast, but I can keep going.
Okay. All righty.
16.
16. So we have 27, 28, and 16. Who did I miss?
I also had a 16.
Oh, okay. All righty. Who has the higher dexterity between you 16s?
I have a +2.
I have a
Odelia.
+1.
All right. Odelia, you guys are running open across this park, and this mob of vampires, unfortunately, I rolled a 33 on their athletics check.
Oh no.
Oh my
Out
gosh.
of
They have caught up to you, and one of them lunges for Odelia. And gets a 24 versus AC, Odelia. Does that hit your AC?
Yes. I was trying to see if there's some things that have a higher AC for, but no, that does indeed hit me.
Okay. Anything anybody can do about that to stop it from hitting her?
out
have a-
of curiosity, if seeing them struggle, can I use my Divine Sun action to grab a hold of Odelia and teleport 8 squares farther down?
You absolutely can do that. on your
And you
turn.
get me
I-
and Handsome Barrett.
Handsome Barrett is like, he's like a sack of oats. He's not a bro. It's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
He's your attaché.
Yeah, he's like a modest suitcase. He's not been well fed. Okay. And
He's my carry-on.
yeah,
He's my
and
personal
Odelia
item.
is incredibly strong. Don't you have an 18 or a 20?
Yeah, I have a 20.
Okay, Chris, too loud. All right. So Odelia, you're easily carrying Handsome Barrett. And moving on. Anyway, it grabs a hold of you and makes a grab attack, Odelia. Not an attack, but an actual grab attack, and grabs onto you. Morocon, you move over with your turn. You rolled a 28, right?
Yes.
All right, Morocon, you act next. And you reach over and grab Odelia, and there's a bright flash of light, and you teleport how many squares away?
It's 8.
Okay, you teleport 8 squares away, and the running continues. Ladies and gentlemen, make another athletics check, please, or acrobatics.
Come on, baby. Oh, again.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
Well, I have an idea to help Odelia this time.
What did Odelia get?
Thanks, guys. 16.
All right.
I somehow rolled a 29.
Okay.
32.
32.
It's a 6 on the dice, but thankfully I have a plus 14 to athletics, so it's a dirty 20.
Wow.
All right. The vampires rolled a 25. So once again, they have caught up to Odelia and are making a grab check. You are now within sight of the chapel doors. Thora.
I don't know if this would apply, but as Odelia begins to slow down, can Thora scoop her and Barrett up and use the golem leap?
If you beat the vampire in a strength check, yes, you can.
I will try.
Alrighty. First things first. It swung to attack you, Odelia, and got a 20 total. Does that hit your AC?
That does not hit my AC.
All right. This vampire tries to grab you, Odelia, and you dart out of the way. Thora, are you gonna keep running or do that action?
Let's just increase our chances.
Okay, so you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
All right. Odelia, Thora comes running over to you with his move action, and with his standard action, you're gonna use the golem leap. All right. You easily, because it missed its grab attack, you grab Odelia and you leap to the steps of the church. You are now standing on the steps of a chapel. The chapel windows are boarded up. The doors are boarded up also. And you can see etched into the door frame are a bunch of harps and musical symbols and roses in the door frame. Thora, since you've landed on the chapel, you're the closest one to it. There's wood. Somebody's going to have to break through the wood that is, sorry, it's 10:35 at night, is blocking the doorway. It's like somebody hammered wooden boards to seal off the doorway of the church. Someone's going to have to take their action to smash through them.
None.
Alrighty.
I can easily do that.
Sets
All right.
Odelia down.
Next round. Odelia, everyone please make an athletics check. Well, actually, not everybody, just Morocon and Anduriel.
Okay.
Good, because I rolled a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
Woo!
Anduriel.
19.
All right. The vampires rolled a 2 on the die. So
Oh,
Morocon and Anduriel, who are both trained, the first thing is Thora's like, and away we go. Like through the door, and Handsome Barrett's like, as you land on the doorstep and the wooden steps of the chapel crack underneath the burden of you. But Anduriel and Morocon, trained as you are, you guys go leaping through the park. Anduriel, you grab onto a tree branch and do a Nadia Comaneci. You flip upside down and vampire leap off of it, come up into a roll, jump over a bush. Morocon, you just go into your training and you start slowly picking up speed, like chugga chugga chugga, like
I just Forrest Gump. I
Yeah.
just Forrest Gump my way.
Anyway, you fly right past Anduriel as he lands next to you. Everybody is now on the chapel steps. The vampires are one movement away from you. Who is going to break the chapel?
I'm going to Eagle Claw strike that door open.
Okay. Morocon, you use Eagle Claw strike, and he goes like breaking the boards. He's like, "Oh, I know how to do this. I know how to do this." You smash through the boards, and all of you manage to take a move action into the inside. Now you come into the church, and you can see it is in quite a state of disrepair. There are pews that have been knocked over, cobwebs, thick cobwebs everywhere, and there is a gaping hole in the center of the church that you can see right down into, but it's pitch black other than the door, the moonlight streaming in from the doorway. You have an action. Anybody? Morocon, you smashed it, so you don't have one. The rest of you have a standard action. You took one move to enter the church. Does anybody want to do anything else? You want to go deeper in?
I want to look and see if there's a like somewhere further deeper down in, more in we could go, someplace defensible.
Okay, it's pitch black past about 5 squares into the chapel. So you see cobwebs and whatever, but past a certain point, you can't really see much, except for the caved in floor that's ahead of you.
Do I have a torch? I'd like to light a torch and just move in as quickly as possible.
Do you have a torch?
Get away from the door. I don't really have like an equipment.
Is there a torch written under your equipment?
I have that.
There it is.
I have that shiny jewel. I have the Arkenstone. Can I hold it up?
It's shiny. It doesn't glow.
I know what I can.
Is my Hellfire lamp still glowing?
No, unfortunately, that the magic has been used for the day.
I can use
Probably for the best, honestly.
I can use my dragon breath to charge up the fire flower, and that will.
Yes, you could. And on your turn,
but on my turn, I will do that.
Absolutely could do that, Thora.
I have low light vision. Would I be able to see further?
You absolutely can. Thank you for reminding me. Thora, the chapel is in heinous disrepair, cobwebs everywhere. In the center of the chapel, the floor has caved in. The wood looks like it's rotted. This place has not been tended or used in quite some time. And you can see down into the basement itself. So you got a good view of the whole chapel. There's a podium up there also that you can see. Or a stage area, and there are alcoves on the side with musical instruments hanging in them, and that is your view of the place. But you got vampires right on your tail, just FYI. You have an action.
The place was covered in musical instruments.
I can't think of anything. Anduriel is just going to go in and, as you come in a door, and then just try to hide behind the side of it. Like he's hiding behind it, and then he's got the Leviathan's tooth ready should anything come through.
So Anduriel, you ready an action in the doorway to take an attack. Odelia, are you going to move in deeper, or are you going to?
Can we close and bar this door? Can we block off the door again?
Well, you smashed through the boards, but you can absolutely close the door. You don't see any way to lock it, but you could hold it closed.
Sure, that is what I'll do. And I'll be looking around like, could we barricade it? Are there heavy things we could move in front of it?
Well, the doors open outward, so you can hold it closed, but you could probably stack pews up in front of it if you wanted to. Couple things first now. Thora, do you want to do that, Odelia? You want to start stacking stuff in front of it, or do you want to hold the door closed?
I would definitely do one of those things. Like I would say, start bringing stuff over here and I'll hold the door closed.
Okay.
Because I'm very strong.
Okay.
I'll say,
Odelia.
start bringing stuff over here to block off the opening.
All right, she's holding the door closed like this. Odelia, you can hear the vampires scrambling up the stairs to the doorway. Morokhan, your turn is over. And Duriel, you moved in behind with the Leviathan's tooth ready. Thora, anything you want to do? You have one action.
He's going to grab an instrument and begin playing.
Okay. I need you to make a religion check, please.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
Woo!
Very nice. So Thora, you play a couple of notes in the chapel on a musical instrument. Like there's a horn, like a French horn that you can reach first and easily. So you walk up and pick it up and blow a few notes, and you feel power stirring in the chapel, but it's weak and it's faint. And you are almost positive that this chapel has been defiled. But you seem to have awakened something by playing that musical instrument. So here's what you know. Based on the energy that you feel move through the chapel, it occurs to you that if you all were to perform a prayer of dedication, that you could re-sanctify this place because you all have authority. So it's going to take a while, though. It'll take you at least 5 rounds, and someone is going to have to be praying each round. It can be the same person, or it can be someone different each round, but you're not going to be able to rededicate this place without 5 good rounds of religion checks.
I'll start.
Okay. All right. You already made the first one, so we'll let you keep that knowledge religion check. So Thora, what do you say in your prayer? This place has obviously been defiled. Whatever holy power it had is asleep, and you have to wake it up.
Okay. So very quietly under his breath, he says, Vinhafara, Mother of Earth, know that this place has been tainted. It's been turned. And you have the power to bring life back to this ground. Do whatever you can. Send what little power you can. Use me as a conduit to help undo the damage that has been done.
Okay. So you say a prayer and you play that instrument, and you feel just a building energy in the chapel. So Thora, guys, stops, blows a musical instrument, and then starts praying out loud. I would like the rest of you to make knowledge religion checks. Let's see if you can figure out what he's trying to do.
Ooh, nice. 25.
Okay. And Duriel, also 25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Morokhan.
14.
Okay. So, Morokhan, you're like, this is no time to be stopping for a prayer. Use the tools the gods have given you, or whatever. And Duriel and Odelia, you're listening to him and you're like, oh my gosh, she's trying to dedicate this place and make it consecrated ground. And you both know that it takes it takes a while of praying to complete a ritual of dedication. It's going to take at least 4 more rounds. The vampires have reached the door, Odelia. All right. Now, my friends, it is initiative. Everybody roll.
21.
Ooh, nice. 34.
16.
All right. Sorry, I had a
I
child
kind of
moment.
feel like this is a waste of a natural 20, but it's a 29 for me. So
All right. 34 Anduriel, 24 Morokhan. I'm sorry, Odelia. What did you say?
21.
29.
No, 25.
29 more.
25,
Sorry.
Odelia. All right. And Thora?
18.
All right. Thora, 18. Okay. Now the vampires. Oh, I rolled a natural 1.
Woo!
So they're going to go last. All right, Anduriel, you have a choice. You can keep your ready to action. You can be the one to say the prayer. You can grab onto the door with Odelia and help keep them out with this with your strength checks, or you can do something else.
So my ready to action, I don't know if I should. So I can either keep my ready to action and
Yep.
have my turn pass by, or I have to give up my ready to action to say the prayer.
Yes. You know somebody has to keep praying. The holy energy that Thora has started building will dissipate if someone does not invoke their god's power on the next round.
All right. Shoot. Okay, Andurio's gonna say his prayer, do his bit.
Okay. Make a knowledge religion check, if you would, please, Andurimal.
17 on the die plus 7. 25.
All right. Anduriel, what do you say in your prayer?
24, sorry, 24. Anyways, Anduriel is gonna say, Naylock, send your shadow to cleanse this holy place, that it may be a place of peace for those of living and those who have passed, that life and death may be balanced here.
And Duriel, you say your prayer, and all of you feel that budding energy increase in the building. And Duriel, you also see the shadows inside the doorway begin to move slightly. Moralcon.
Sorry, I was muted. Now I would like to use my action point.
What would you like to do?
Actually, before I do that, I want to ask, the Leviathan's Tooth, can I use it in a new encounter, or is it a daily thing?
What does it say next to it? Is there a D next to Leviathan's
There's not
Tooth?
a D next to it.
Is there an E next to the title?
No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's an encounter power then. I always put a D or an E next to the magic item's name.
Sorry, it has an E. All
right, so it's an encounter power. Yeah.
Okay, he's going to shout, "Sorry, Odelia,"
and stab her.
I'm gonna stab the ground in the middle of the doorway and use the Leviathan's Tooth to create an aura where people can't enter.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Anduriel, how close to the doors do you want to stab the Leviathan's Tooth? Like right in the doorway, right behind Odelia, or where? Tell me where you're stabbing the dagger.
I'm stabbing it in front of her so she's not pushed out towards the vampires. That she's pushed into the church.
Alrighty. You shatter the doors of the church as the Leviathan's foot comes down, and the vampires go tumbling down the stairs, and you look outside, and there are 5 of them outside, and you see more of them are coming and running across the park grass. Like there are more coming.
Hurry up.
Okay, pray, everyone. Okay. The Leviathan or the vampires are gonna try to push through the tooth, but they're gonna have to get up first. So we have no doors. Also, there were doors. There are no doors now. All right, that was Anduriel's turn. Moralcon, what you do?
Okay, well, since I failed my religion check before, I don't really know that we need to pray right now, right?
You don't know what you're like. Why are you all praying? I mean, I know we're religious, but dude.
Right. So, seeing now that I am a melee attacker and I have been blocked from really doing anything, I do have my devil blind, so I will target the closest vamp, and I will.
All right, go for it.
I'm guessing that's going to miss.
Well,
it's a 7 on the dice, so that's like a 19, I guess.
Actually, they're prone, so it's a 22. But that's still a miss, unfortunately, unless you have something to boost it.
At the moment, I do not.
All right, so your ranged attack goes sailing through the Leviathan energy. It doesn't seem to impede it. It's a chakram, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it goes my Tron disc.
Yeah, it goes spinning down. It strikes the ground, and light flashes around them, and they all like hiss and like scramble away from it, and then it comes back and flies back into your hand.
Okay.
And
well,
you still have a move and a minor if you want to do anything else.
well, for my minor, I'm gonna try to channel divinity again.
Okay, go for it. Please make a knowledge religion check.
Oh boy. Do it this time. Do it this time. Oh, that's a worse roll. It's a 19.
Okay, unfortunately, you grab your holy symbol and the same thing happens. You call out to Hemina with your prayer, but you can't feel where she is. Like normally you would just direct your prayer up and like she's not in the sky. You're like, where are you? Like, and your holy symbol flares, but you know, like a dollar store, a Dollar Tree lamp, it just goes wing, 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 and the
Guys,
light.
I hate this place so much.
I mean, performance anxiety, you know, anyway. So
I'd like to move. No, I won't move. I'll stay next to the door because.
Oh, you want to move? I thought you said I want to move. I'd like to move. I'm very frustrated. Okay, sorry. Where are you going?
I changed my mind. I'm not going to move. I need to defend this pinch point.
Okay.
Here.
Are you going to go up and ready an action then, or?
Yeah. So if the Leviathan's tooth fails, I'll walk up. I'll ready an action. Ready an attack when I get up there. So.
All right. So the light goes out, Morokana. You're like, all right, bring up, up at the doorway, like waiting. Okay.
Right.
Odelia.
Odelia will take on the next prayer round.
Okay. You could also ready an action for if they come up and break through the Leviathan's tooth energy.
I can do both.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Because you otherwise you'll have no turn this round. So you could just ready and wait, and you can change what you do in your turn if you want.
I thought it was my turn.
It is your turn, but there's nothing for you to do.
But can I do the prayer part?
It's already been done for this round. It's a time thing.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a time thing.
Okay.
It takes 5 consecutive rounds for you to build up the energy to perform the consecration. So
okay. I am going to prepare Buffeting Wave as my action.
I thought you might do
just
that.
Be ready to burst it outwards at the vampires if the Leviathan's tooth fails.
Okay, Thora, Mikitas.
He's gonna go join his companions at the door. And he doesn't have, I don't have a ton in this kind of situation. So he's going to hand out good berries to Morokan and Odelia. And he's going to like crouch down on the ground and put his hand just down on the floor.
Oh.
And ready his channel divinity.
I know what you're thinking. Okay. Alrighty.
What does Goodberry do?
Goodberry gives you either it either heals you 10 HP, you gain 10 temporary HP, or you can make a save.
I'll take the 10 HP. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Vampires don't like berries. It's fine.
Okay. All
I
right.
only had 2 left.
It is the vampire's turn.
It's cool.
So they all come, they get up and with their move, and they use their standard action to scramble up the stairs. There are now 3 vampires at the gate pushing against the Leviathan's tooth. And there are several vampires, 3 more, that have reached the bottom of the stairs.
Fun.
So you're looking at 6 total. Okay. Back up to the top of the round. It is Anduriel's turn.
Okay, do I have to sustain the Leviathan's tooth or?
No, you left it in the ground.
Okay. And is this a new round? Do we need another prayer? But I guess somebody else needs to say the prayer.
Or you could keep going. It's your choice. You can ready an action like they've done, or you can do the prayer.
Shoot.
You could shoot at them too.
I was gonna say another prayer again.
All right.
This
Yeah.
is a tough one.
Yep. Okay. Gonna do it.
Make your knowledge religion check, please.
That's a decent roll. So 24.
All righty. All right. What does Anduriel say?
Okay, so now he's going to appeal to Naylock's sense of vengeance. He's going to shout, Naylock, bring holiness back to this building so that it may burn those unworthy who are trying to enter.
Okay. Anduriel, you call out, but you can't feel him. And you realize that your prayer has not reached his ears, or you just can't connect to the pit of shadows for some reason. And the rest of you kind of realize that Anduriel's prayer has failed.
This is a new encounter. Can I use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes and add 1d6?
Why, yes, you can.
Okay.
Woo!
So that is a 5.
Okay.
That's 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 28.
All right. So Anduriel, you suddenly remember that you can garner a little bit more power if you call out to your mother.
Oh, Nakashara.
That's
her
right.
name?
So what do you add on to that prayer as you suddenly remember?
And Nathkashara, for all the lives that have been sacrificed here, let that be payment towards cleansing this chapel.
Okay.
He's assuming that many people died when this chapel was destroyed.
Alrighty. You feel the energy just pulse even greater, and there's a faint buzzing as you feel divine energy kind of just continue to build inside the chapel. It would be Moralcon's turn, but Ben is child wrangling, so we'll go to Odelia.
No more
Odelia.
praise for
I'm okay.
Dorian.
I'm here. I just need to. Yeah,
He's here.
my video just isn't going.
Hey, did you shadow dive, Ben? Are you shadow
you-
dive? Invisible?
Wow.
I just wrapped up what I was trying to help with. So, but I was moving my computer, my laptop with me so that I could still hear what we were doing.
Oh, nice.
So,
Mort.
So sorry, I took the prayer again.
that's fine.
He almost
Almost-
failed, but he remembered.
Yeah, no more prayers for Endurial.
Okay.
But we're good on prayers this round though, right? So
Yep.
I figure by now I know what they're doing. We're trying to sanctify the chapel again,
Mm-hmm.
but we've already made that for this round, so I don't need to now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, the vamps are still blocked by the Leviathan's tooth. Yes. Okay. Well,
Well, I
let's
mean,
do
at
the
least
double.
for now, they're up there pushing against it. If they save, they're gonna break through.
Right. Well, let's. I'm gonna pick out one that looks like they're getting ready to break through, and I'm just gonna. I'll devil blind that one.
All right, go for it. Chuck it.
12 on the die. That's it's melee basic, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. So it's 12 on the die. It's going to be a 27.
That's a hit.
All right. It's not a lot of damage, but it's radiant damage. So,
Woo!
oh goody! I'm so excited to have a 1 to roll a 1.
But it's a 1 that will not have them regenerating, my friend.
Yeah, it's an intense
It's
one.
That 1, that mosquito bite, It's
Yeah.
permanent.
There, he's like, oh, it's big. Like you sliced into his finger. It's the worst paper cut ever. He's like, oh, look at Doris. Look at this. Like, except something like that. Okay.
Out of curiosity, so since my channel divinity failed, do I get it back? Can I try it again?
In your next encounter, you absolutely can.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
That's me.
Odelia, it's your turn. You want to ready another action and keep your water?
Yeah. Can I just keep buffeting wave readied?
Yep.
That is what I will do.
Thora.
Thora will continue to hold his channel.
Okay. Alrighty. It's Vermpur's turn. And unfortunately, they have saved. So 2 of the vampires they push against it, and they come crashing into the chapel. And now we are back up to, that's all they can do though on their turn. We are back up to the top. It is Anduriel. The Leviathan's Tooth. We're on the 3rd round, and you are in melee with vampires, or at least Odelia and Thora and Morokon are.
Well, he's kind of like, finally, I can do something.
Okay.
So he's going to pick one of them out and attack with Searing Shadow.
Okay. You want to hit the one Morokon hit, or somebody else?
No, someone else that hasn't been a freshie.
All right, go for it.
Versus Reflex. That is 12 plus 25.
All right, that is a hit, my friend.
Lovely. And the damage is going to be dang it, 10 points of damage. It's necrotic damage, and the target is blinded. Save
Okay.
ends.
All right, so Anduriel, from right behind the 3 of them, you launch this bolt of shadow, and it hits the vampire, but it lingers. What does it do to him when it lingers?
So it's sort of like a slow motion of the scene in Indiana Jones where the faces are melting, but it's just sort of like taking a little bit longer. So it smacks him in the face, and the eyes kind of start to melt, but it's that Searing Shadow. It's necrotic damage. And so he's yelling like he's on fire, but it's just this shadow, and you can see through it that he's sort of starting to melt away.
All right. So his skin, his vampiric, his, like ugly, green, sickly, dead skin begins to kind of drip and melt as the shadow aura clings to it, and his eye is covered. Do you want to move into melee, or do you want to stay where you are behind them?
He's just going to stay where he's at.
Morokon, it's your turn. Anduriel has not prayed on this round, FYI.
That is correct. And seeing how as my attacks haven't been going as well, I'm going to try to pray instead.
Okay.
So
make a religion check if you would, please.
Okay. Amina, send thy light to cleanse this chapel. 16 on the dice plus 10, so 26.
Morokon, you say that, and the candles on the wall flicker into life, and light goes up in the chapel, and you can feel the energy building. You got 2 more rounds of praying to do. Odelia
casts Buffeting Wave, and it's three squares in front of her, so probably the vampire's out on the steps too.
You're gonna hit everyone. Go ahead.
Well, I stayed behind you.
That's a 28.
Okay, on the first one, you got 5 more attacks to make, sister.
Oh wow. Okay, second one's only a 19. Third one's a 19. Ooh, that one's a 31.
Okay. One more.
And 30.
All right, so you hit numbers 1, and 3, and 5, and 6. Go ahead and roll the damage. You only roll damage 1 time. It's the same for all of them.
Nice, max damage. That's 10 damage, and they're knocked prone.
All right, so your Buffeting Wave hits 4 of them, and they go tumbling back down the stairs. since they were just right up on their thud, 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 thud. So there are only 2 vampires that are up right now. The rest of them are down at the bottom. Thora.
I imagine the doorway is like when the floodgates open on a dam. It's
Yeah. Okay. So they get up there like, we're through.
So, out of curiosity, I haven't actually done my channel divinity yet. If I discard it, like if I decide not to go with it, will I lose it?
No, you can.
Okay.
I mean, you can hold on to it, or you can do it. It's your turn. You can do whatever you want, but you haven't used it yet, so it's still in the bag.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Dude, and you're cooler. Dude, and you're cooler.
Super cool.
I have to make a religion check, correct?
Yes, you do.
I'm trying to be quiet because Grandma's sleeping in the other room.
We're almost done.
That's a 27 on the religion check.
All right, so you feel Finhefara's power come up through the earth around you. It feels a little sickly, honestly, but you manage to channel divinity, and what happens?
Finhefara, sunder the earth and leave the bodies as new growth. And as he says that, he places his hand on the ground, and a 10 square path straight in front of me collapses directly down 2 squares. Anyone in the path touching the ground falls prone, falls 2 squares, and can't rise until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so
I essentially gave them a lose a turn card in Uno.
you open up. There's a rumbling all around the chapel, and the stairs collapse into a pile of wood and vampires, a pile of wet vampires. So they're all crash. I mean, it's ugly. It's mess. Now, because you have collapsed a bunch of wood, I am going to let you roll an attack roll. If you get a 19 or a 20 on the die, just per chance, then you will have staked one of the vampires in the pile.
Yes, perfect.
It's
Awesome.
a slight chance, but it could happen.
Hey, we've all been rolling real well this time. I think
Just
it's
saying.
worth.
18.
It's an 18.
Oh,
Oh.
So
He gets
all
a
of the
splinter.
vampires go crashing down because with a 10-foot long path, the rest of the stairs can't support their weight, and it tumbled like it. All the timbers go tumbling in and whatever. There's a pile of them, and one of them goes goes right through his chest, and he's like, ah, but he pulls it out, and you just miss the heart, unfortunately. But they're also in a pile, and now they're gonna have to climb up the side of the chapel, and
they
that's
lose
Thor's
next turn.
And 2 of them can't climb up, so they're all right. 2 of them are stuck on the ground, like in this pit, and the other 4 start climbing up the side of the chapel with the pieces that's left. Gonna make athletics checks for them. All right, so 2 of them come climbing up the side and are now at the edge of the chapel, and I rolled a 1.
yeah.
Okay, the other 2 to the left reach up and they climb up and they fall off the side of the chapel and tumble into the pit. There are 4 vampires in the pit, 2 vampires now standing in the doorway, and Duriel.
Well, I don't like doorway vamps. It's like, make a choice, come in or go out. We don't need you in the doorway.
Oh,
We're not heating the whole neighborhood.
yeah.
Put the board in the hole.
You blew the doors out, JT. There
Oh,
is
that's
no
right.
heat. The heat is like,
That's right.
remember how you destroyed the doors with your magic item?
Well, I mean, so how about we do this?
It's a new round. Ain't nobody prayed. I'm just saying.
I know, but I almost failed the last prayer. I feel like I need to chill out.
Oh, that's your call.
Yeah, he's like he wants to fight now. He's gonna do inspire fanatic fanaticism on the one closest to
Okay.
getting in.
All right, this would be the one that Moralcon nicked with his blade.
This is versus AC. Not a great roll. That's a 10 on the die. With my attack bonus is 23.
That is a miss unless you have something.
I've already used that something.
You have.
However, no, that's it. That's all I got.
All right,
That's all I
swing
got.
and a miss, Anduriel. Unfortunately, Moralcon, it's your turn.
Alrighty, well, I do have a baddie that's within range of me, right?
Oh yeah, he's right there, dude.
Cool.
They just climbed up into the doorway frame.
Cool.
They're
cool,
right
cool.
in front of Odelia.
Thora, you're gonna pray now, right? Cool. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna drop my last daily. All right.
Like it's hot.
Avenging flame.
Okay, burning fire.
It's going to be against AC, and that's. Ooh. Is foretelling an encounter power? Or is
Yes.
it a daily?
It's a
Okay.
daily that gives you 3 encounter powers.
Okay, good. So I will use foretelling and scrub the 1 that I just rolled, and that'll be a 24 versus AC.
Okay, that is a miss.
That is a
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Oh no!
Well,
Well, which one are you attacking? Number 1 or number 2?
The one that I nicked.
You're attacking him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a miss, my friend. Unless you got something.
Yeah, I don't have anything that can boost my attack. At least not right now. So, but on a miss, they take half damage. So,
All right, swing and a miss, but hit.
2d10, not d8s, d10s, d10s. 2d10s. That's, well, one's a 10, but the other one's not very high. So it's a. What's 23 and half? That's 11.
That's 11.
Okay.
All right. And it's radiant and fire, right?
It's fire only. So,
Okay. Well, it still burns. He doesn't like it.
Right.
Okay.
It's fire only, and yeah.
All right.
They take it's ongoing fire 5.
All right, Moralcon, you whisper a prayer and your fist bursts into flames and you slam into him and he goes like, he holds onto the doorway and his nails like carve like paths in the doorway, but then he's on fire and he's like, patting at the fire as you burn at him. And now it would be Odelia Mustern.
Have we prayed this round?
No,
no
Anduriel and
problem.
Moralcon.
We need to
Odelia.
pray.
Flora's about to
Oh,
If you want to.
I'll
Odelia
go ahead
can
and do it if that's
pray.
all right.
say we hit
So-
pretty hard.
Odelia is going to do the prayer.
Okay. It's not a bad idea because what if you fail, right? What if somebody fails?
Right.
Yeah.
You got 6 vampires you're looking at here.
Man, she really wishes she had paid better attention in religion school. That is, it's which ability modifier is it?
It's wisdom, half your
Oh,
level
it's your
and
wisdom.
wisdom.
Okay, so that is 15.
All right, so Odelia, you try to remember the prayer to dedicate holy ground, but what comes out is like, Moiris, please bless the water, but I'm not sure if it's sprinkler water, rain, or like, and you're like, and for the republic for which it stands, one name. Like,
She's terrible at like formal religious like
you can't
ceremonies
remember.
and stuff. She's like trying to remember and trying to come up with the words, and then she's just like, just do something. And that doesn't really work out.
And unfortunately, the thrumming power just diminishes a little bit unless Thora does something.
Thora will step away from the door a little bit.
Okay.
And he will kneel on the ground and he will say, Earth Mother, the gift you have given me to sunder the enemies in front of me succeeded. Use their body, use their undeath, use that energy that they have, and reinstill goodness in this land. I will roll.
Okay.
26.
Okay. The ground beneath the vampires begins to flower slightly. Like you see buds and growth come up from beneath their feet, and it stings them too. They're like ah, ah. And you hear air begins to move inside of the chapel, like wind is beginning to fill the chapel. And one more round of successful. Now we can stop right now. We're about 12 minutes over from when we started, so we can bring this to a close and do the final round of it. It's pretty late, so we will save the final climactic round, and hopefully no one dies.
Cliffhanger.
And
We will end.
Hopefully nobody dies.
Hopefully no one dies. End of the cliffhanger, and that is where we will end. So we will end on that cliffhanger moment. So how's everybody feeling? Did you get your Ravenloft feel on tonight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my heart's pounding, man.
That was good.
Okay, well, hopefully we got our Halloween feeling on running from a mob of vampires. I'm excited to hear what Poinket says. John has our inspirational thought for the night. So John, let her have it. We'll end on a happy note.
Okay. I just wanted to kind of talk about finding joy and triumph in little things. So, like the only example I could really think of, I specifically wanted to talk about finding joy. And this week was a little weird. I've been streaming a lot of Final Fantasy 14 recently. It's a fun MMO with a lot of interesting characters and a lot of interesting storylines and a lot of interesting things. But specifically this week, my guild, the group of players I play with, the head of the guild was getting in-game married. And like, oh, okay, in some games you get a special item in and like that's it, and it gives like a special bonus when you're standing close to the one you married. But in this game they actually hold a hour-long ceremony. There are multiple cutscenes. Every like 80 people showed up and they were all dressed up in game, and it was just wholesome and fun and silly. And you can find that anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a game. Getting work done early and on time. Like, don't be like, oh, finally I'm done. No, be like, I did it. This is great. I finished on time. Getting to see your significant other. I'm staying at her place right now, and we only get to see each other once a month. So find joy in stuff that you don't always often get to do. And if you take a nap in the middle of the day, like I did a few days ago, celebrate that. Hey, I needed some sleep, so I took a nap. Let's do it. So that's kind of my little thing. I wanted to talk about triumph in small things.
I love that. I absolutely love that, because as I have shared, a member of my family has been really struggling with mental illness. And when you are struggling with mental illness, finding joy in small things can be what gets you through the day. When you can't trust your own thoughts, and I think most of us have been there, being able, I call that grace, being able to find and take pleasure or get respite from your own anxiety. I think that's a beautiful reminder. Thank you. Other thoughts?
Completely agree. I love it. Sometimes I'm guilty of looking for satisfaction in only the big, large things, right? Like the big wins. That's the only thing that could satisfy me. But there's so many little wins in life. You start stacking those on top of each other, and you start to feel the joy of, you know what? There's a lot of good going on in my. There's a lot of joy here. I just got to recognize it for what it is, and so that's a great reminder.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like the best fall weather ever here this week. And so Dan, my husband, and I went hiking on Tuesday, and it was just like the sunlight through the fall leaves. Just every time we came around a bend and saw this new vista, it was the smallest thing, but it was just like so life-giving. And there's just so much of that in the world. And that is what really gives us meaning in our lives.
Yeah. And there, as somebody who struggles with a lot of mental illness, I have depression, anxiety, ADHD, and probably a couple more things. The best advice I was ever given was from a life coach who said, when you're spiraling, when you're going down the funnel, it only takes one thing to start climbing the ladder back up, but you have to make the effort every day to tell yourself, hey, I got out of bed. That's a good thing. Hey, I'm wearing clean clothes. That's a good thing. Hey, I took a shower. That's a good thing. Everything you do is a good thing so long as you're doing something. You can't just wallow in that pit.
Well, you can, and if you're vampires, then you have no choice for at least one round. But
That's true.
Ben, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
Just a quick, simple little one. There's a saying in our church that basically it's by small and simple things that great things are brought to pass, and it applies to so many things. And whatever small or simple thing, if it's good, that's good enough. It's the good version of no single drop of rain claims responsibility for the flood, but you accumulate enough and you've got plenty of water to drink.
I like it, and hopefully we will all remember to focus on those small positive things, and that will bring us to our conclusion. So thank you for anybody who joined us. Poinketh, we can't wait to hear your thoughts, and have a good night. Goodbye. All right, and we are no longer live on Facebook, and